Okay. La-dee-da-dee-doo. Doo-dee-doo-dee-da. Turn this up. Okay, I'm guessing everyone is here. Oh, chat. Open up my chat thingy. There we go. And letting y'all flood in a little bit. Blink. Think I am good. Yeah. I've been wanting to cover this for a minute. Because I just thought how as soon as like I don't know if everyone knows about this, but as soon as the trans dude showed up and was like obnoxious as shit, I was like, I gotta cover this now. Usually I'm not even really interested in those Jubilee videos like that, at least not the politically charged one, but this one was like, yeah. That was just cringe. Like we'll get to it. Bread last. Should have labeled this an NOC. True, because it is a pretty long fucking video. But Deed Shadasama, £2 super chat. You're amazing. Thank you. Hello, Ebony Williams. Bread last. Jay Long Dong here to put everyone in their place. Thank you. Bumcrack Jones, one of the long bros. Hey Jay, I saw this. It's cringe. Falcon and Winter Soldier win. No, it's coming. Like I said, I'm working on my Crow review. I'm editing my Crow review right now. That's happening. Doing that for the past few days. I'm gonna get that out first, and I think right after that I'm gonna do the Falcon and Winter Soldier shit because I already got so much written for that show. At least at the very least, I have notes written for that show. So yeah, we're gonna look out for that one of these days. It's coming. That shit is coming. I might make it episodic because I can't just sum up everything I hate about this show. Oh yeah. Oh, you might notice that I got an emblem. Like I didn't even change it because I don't really give a shit. But I heard that Jubilee is copyright striking. Or like copyright claiming people who cover this. So I'm taking precautions. I got the emblem popping up every 6 seconds, and I have the screen mirrored. Anyone who's gonna talk some shit about how I can't read this, blah, 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 that's why. This needed to be done. TGV Monster, hi Jay, hello. But yeah, this is that shit. This is apparently Ben Shapiro, brave motherfucker, thought it'd be smart to go to do one of those Jubilee struggle sessions, which is all basically what all these are. It's just a way for like psychos who get close to conservative motherfuckers. That's basically what these. It's quite transparent. But yeah, one Republican versus 25 Kamala voters featuring Ben Shapiro. And it's even called Surrounded. Like I suppose like sinister fucking title for this shit. Surrounded. We got you surrounded, Ben. For sure, O'Connell, you know it's gonna be good if they've been copyright striking people who cover it, Jay. True. It's their own fault though. Like, stop making this shit if you don't like people talking about it. And don't act like you don't enjoy the views. Don't act like you don't like this isn't a symbiotic fucking relationship between cringe makers and YouTubers. These motherfuckers need to stop. Oh, you're hurting me. How dare you have an opinion? Like, get the fuck out of here. Stop acting hurt. You ain't hurt, nigga. Anyway, all right, let's get started. Let's do it.
In this country right now, 300,000 minors. We have no.
Also, they have red flags that they're holding up. Rebooted trash. $5 super chat. His super chat hasn't popped up. Oh, here it is. Billy F, $4.99 super chat. Evening, Jay. Sadly, I have to miss this one because I have an early morning. So let this be my contribution for the night. We'll catch replay. Good night. Good night, Billy F. This is about your job. Go and make that money. Like, someone just fucking sent me something, and it hasn't even popped up yet. What the fuck? I said somebody just donated to me. I saw it on my alerts, my Twitch alerts, or like my my streaming template alert, but I didn't see it in like the official chat. What the fuck? Anyway, I'm sorry to the other person. I couldn't read it. I thought it was gonna pop right up. Oh, whatever. Let's get on it. Let's get to it.
Oh, that is nonsense.
That is not nonsense.
No, it is.
Wait, Ryan, what?
300,000 minors. We have no idea where they are.
Oh, that is nonsense.
That is not nonsense.
No, it is. They are not lost. They're released to their sponsors who have to go through background checks. You have no idea.
Their sponsors. So like, and also like I love how he doesn't find it suspicious. I know like this is a highlight, but still, I love how he doesn't find it fucking suspicious that a bunch of fucking unaccompanied minors came into this country. Like no parents, no nothing, and they had to be released to sponsors. He doesn't have any questions about that. Like, oh well, that's nonsense. So if we're already implying, or like you already acknowledge that there are unaccompanied minors coming in here with no adult supervision, then it's also safe to assume that there are a bunch of them are getting lost and kidnapped and trafficked, right? Right? You telling me like, oh well, the ones that didn't have sponsors, they just came in like all the other unaccompanied minors who came in this country, they came in completely safe, but the other ones they have sponsors, Ben. Oh. Okay, nigga. Like we are starting off fresh. See, Jubilee knows what it is. They know what it is. That's why they started off with a motherfucker flat out denying child trafficking.
What you're talking about?
They don't.
You think 300,000 minors are lost in America?
Yes, like they're already. What? Like there already are lost children in our own country that are already natural born citizens. This nigga's flat out denying number one, like child homelessness, child misplacement, child trafficking. Like he's denying all that in one fell swoop. And this nigga looks like, remember that episode of The Simpsons? Where Ralph was like, he made fun of this really tall dude in his little tiny car. He looked exactly like that. Do you have a problem with my automobile? Do you have a problem with my denial of child trafficking? Jack Diamond, $5 super chat. Yo, Queens, you see in Praise of Shadows, new terrible apology video. Oh yeah. I'm gonna cover that. I'm gonna cover that too. I might do that a little later this week, probably Wednesday. Probably bring in Carl too, maybe. That'll be my Halloween stream because there's nothing scarier than that motherfucker. Yeah, but okay, yeah. Jack Diamond is he put it on his second channel and it's hilariously bad. Okay, thank you, Jack Diamond. Ashura Khanla, this dude has gecko eyes. Jay, he does. Miss Midnight, sponsored by Kevin Spacey. But yeah, this highlight is just, woo, we already starting off wrong. We're starting off bad. This motherfucker is denying child kidnapping, displacement, homelessness, and just like missing children and child trafficking in all one fell swoop. Because the wrong political party happens to be possibly responsible for it. Wow. Charlie AAA, $2 super chat. It's been a while. I hope you're doing great, Jay. I am, and thank you for your support.
Are you crazy?
I'm saying that.
Are you crazy?
Why, hello there. I'm
I love how, like, oh, are you crazy? Children being trafficked and missing, and then all these fucking ghouls start laughing. The Jubilee knows what it is. They know what they're using these people for. They know what it is. Otherwise, they wouldn't have used that. Unless they're the same kind of ghoulish, they have the same kind of ghoulish demeanor as these people. How the fuck are you just going to flat out fucking deny that? Like, with what he said, he's basically admitting that there are unaccompanied minors coming in this country. So it's safe to, like I said before, it's safe to assume that some of these unaccompanied minors are coming up missing because they have no accompaniment. They have no one watching after them. So what are we doing here? The fuck you?
I'm Ben Shapiro, and I'm co-founder of the Daily Wire and host of the Ben Shapiro Show. And today, I'm surrounded by 25 Kamala Harris supporters.
I could have just said 25 retards and it still would have been true.
DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion at the center of her policies is destructive.
Oh, everyone looks awful. And they got to do what's the name of that game where people like was it it's something chairs where they have to fight for the chair? What kind of embarrassing shit is that? You know, these motherfuckers are not athletically inclined. Look at them! They haven't seen sunlight, most of them. But look at them, just look at look at them! These motherfuckers do not look normal. This is like One Flew Over the Cuckoo, like this the fucking race-swapped Netflix cast of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. They don't look like they're right. They don't. Musical chairs. That's what it is. Thank you, Chad. Thank you. Look at. I have a samurai sword. Is that what that was? Does he have a samurai sword? You will taste my blade if you fight me for this chair. What is that?
How's it going, dude?
And what's up with the hat? Like, there's so much material to work with these people. What is up with the fucking hat? And I bet you these motherfuckers make more money than me or anyone in chat. I bet. They probably got motherfuckers paying for their lifestyles. Whether it be their parents or the fucking government. These little leeching ass motherfuckers.
Oh, my boy made it for me.
Nice.
So, yeah, you know, first of all, we're standing on stolen indigenous Tongva land, right? This is
Are you moving anytime soon?
land. No, but
Why?
the fact of the matter is I'm born and raised California. We're talking
Yeah, but
about
it's stolen land. That's why you
diversity,
give it back.
equity, and vision. We should.
So why don't
We
you?
absolutely
You
should.
could do it today, right now.
Great.
Yeah, take your ass to Europe, nigga. All right, you're not gonna go there either.
But that's not my point here.
Like, regardless, he wouldn't go there. Too many white people. That's number one, because you know the self-hatred, but also the hidden racism of knowing that they have a migrant problem. So he still won't go there. Not because he thinks it's a problem, it's because he truly is uncomfortable with too many brown people at once.
The point is, you're saying that diversity, equity, inclusion is destructive.
Yes.
Right. So when we look at this country,
And all land is stolen land. Any fucking piece of land where there were like people fighting over it is stolen land. Like everybody been fighting over fucking land for years, like for centuries. So that's just completely, like, even if you go on a Indian reservation, that is also stolen land. They stole it from another fucking tribe. A tribe stole it from this tribe. That's the way it's been for centuries. Who cares? We're on stolen land. You're a dumbass. Like, I'm not even, like, I know a couple of these people are probably nice people, but they're still dumbasses.
that is built off the back of
Chekhov's antlers, hello.
slavery and white supremacy taking the lead, building the roots and foundations of everything that you know and believe today.
Shut up, wig. Look at this trash ass wig. No, it's not a wig. It's weave. But why does it look like that? See what I'm saying? Why do people on this? This busted ass motherfuckers.
It's ironic to see a Black and Indian woman who's rising up to the occasion against society, pushing her down.
What society and who's pushed her down? What I understand, she had a pretty decent upbringing. And I remember some other YouTuber was like, look, why do we care? Like, why are we propping her up for, like, representing the Black people or whatever? Like, no. Like, the thing was, guy didn't like the fact that everybody was, like, propping her up as a strong Black woman when she didn't marry Black, she didn't have any Black kids. She'd been locking up Black people. Like, why the fuck? You know what I mean? So it's like, shut up. She ain't Black, and even if she was, she'd be the exact type of Black person you would hate. So like, even like, Nathan Pattinson, 199 super chat. You can taste the need to be oppressive. Oh, that's the word that I made up. You've been here a while, Nathan Pattinson. Love you, JL. I love you too, and thank you. Thank you for referencing something like a silly ass word I made up. Hunter Whitman, but Jay, she grew up in a middle class family. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm drinking like a raspberry soda, so I'm burping. Kai Fujimoto, there's a society. Why am I finding out about this now? And also, his eyes are empty as shit. Go back. The emptiest fucking eyes you've ever seen. Oh my god, what was that? I saw that what behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil. The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
And this isn't just the fact that they're Black and Indian and a woman, it's the fact that...
Can you give me an example?
Stop saying Black first. She's Indian first. Get the fuck out of here. She got like a skosh of Black in her, a skosh. That's it. Stop acting like she's some powerful Black sister, because it's just, nah, you missed me with that shit. Oh, multi-pentagon. Oh, that reminds me, Jay, you should take a look at High Potential. It's got Javicia as a side character, and it's got very interesting writing. Potential. Hang on a sec. Oh, I screen grab it, damn it. Oh, okay, there we go. I just want to screen grab it so I can remember the name of the movie. Oh, okay. Hey.
Example of how society pushed Kamala Harris down, please.
The demographic of people is what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, but you suggested that Kamala Harris is being pushed down by society.
I'm not suggesting that, no.
I mean, that's
so.
That's what you fucking said. It's like, these people, like, because this is the double-edged sword with these people. Like, on one hand, they desperately want to be liked and accepted by, and not because like they're a part of some not because they're a part of some unrepresented and oppressed class. It's just because they're fucking losers. Nobody likes them because they're not likable people, but they desperately want to be liked. And on the other hand, they say dumb shit like this. They're very vapid. Like I said, there's nothing behind their eyes, no personality, nothing like that. And then and if you ask them to even work on that shit, they act like they're being oppressed and talk down to it, shit. And like they will not they can't give up that oppression. They can't give up those oppression points. Because as much as they want to be liked, they want to be discriminated against so badly, because that feels better than it feels better, and it's less work trying to fit in with people. Charlie AAA, $2 super chat. The blending woman sucks. Didn't work at McDonald's. Jack Diamond. There could be only one, Jay, the black powerful sister. Nathan Pattinson, 199 super chat. I am proud to be an OG fan, Jay, my favorite YouTuber. Joe Danger, 37. We raise red flags in solidarity.
My point is saying that.
I'm sorry, you've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
You're useless.
Whoa. And hey, Ben. Hey, how's it going?
Nice to meet you.
And like, isn't this like? I think they set this shit up on purpose because, all right, like, because you know what type of people these are. Like, what if a white person like makes it to the chair before a black person? Is the social justice warrior mentality having black person going to take that personally as like a microaggression? Are they gonna like complain on YouTube? I was noticing that I was being pushed away from the chair several times by specifically white men. Don't fuck with that.
So my opening question to you would be, why is that a destructive thing? Why is that a bad thing when for a long time in this country, I feel personally that white men have had an advantage over some communities that have been discriminated against. So why would you say that that is a destructive thing and not, making up for lost time?
Sure. So let me explain what I mean by diversity, equity, and inclusion. The basic theory of diversity, equity, and inclusion is spelled out by people like Richard Delgado, who's sort of one of the founders of, for example, critical race theory, is that essentially disparities equal discrimination. That if you see any disparity between one group in the United States and another group in the United States, that is the result of some exterior discrimination. It is not the result of individuals within that group acting differently. It's not the result of cultural differences. It's not the result of aggregated differences within individuals within that group. And that to me is a failure of logic. It also is destructive in that it separates group from group, particularly in the United States, on the basis of race, which is not the best way of actually bringing Americans together or forming policy that is the best for all Americans.
Do you think there's room for nuance, perhaps, though? Like, yeah, maybe not everybody, but there certainly has been a large sect of people that has had it harder because of the color of their skin or their sexuality or their gender identity. Could you acknowledge that maybe there's, a middle ground there where it's not all?
Yeah, but you don't deserve to be rewarded for something that other people went. Yeah, if your ancestors went through some shit, that doesn't automatically mean you went through it. Like, that's not how that shit works. Because I'm sure there's a lot of rich white people, or just like regular white people who've had ancestors who have been discriminated against, beaten, all that type of shit. Like the Irish, the Italian in this country were not treated that well either. So you got to give them kick them down with some ducats or some special privileges as well. So you can't say that. You can't do that. You just can't do that. Because then we got to give every whining motherfucker some opportunities that they didn't earn, some money they didn't earn, whatever, because of their ancestry. No.
But there is some people who certainly have had a disadvantage.
I will say that history has consequences, obviously, and that if you're talking about historic marginalization of particular groups, that has consequences. The problem is that when you design policy in order to rectify for cosmic injustices or historic injustices, you actually have to try and measure out whether underperformance, say, economically, is due to those historic injustices. If so, how much? What is the corrective policy that is actually aimed at achieving best opportunity for all? The diversity, equity, and inclusion policies that are directed at separating race from race and then benefiting one race, for example, at the expense of another, ignore the fact that there are individuals within those groups, that history does not fall on everybody equivalent, that frankly, genetics and intelligence don't necessarily fall on an individual level, right? You and I, we don't look the same. We might have different heights. We might have different qualities. That is just the way that God or nature has bestowed skill sets on everybody. What exactly is the government supposed to correct for? And if you took this entire group and you separated it in half, just draw a line anywhere. It's a circle, right? Anywhere you draw a line, you're going to get disparities between the two groups on either side of the line without regard to race, without regard to sex, and without regard to, for example, sexual orientation.
But does that mean that hasn't played an effect in that story at all?
I'm not going to, no, you'd be a fool to claim that, that, again, past injustices have no effect on what's happened today. Thanks so much. Watching guys gear up to run is really entertaining. That was so nice, everybody. Thank you.
Sideburns, $14.99 super chat. Left are good at incrementalism. Give an inch and they take a mile.
So you believe that certain economic disparities between racial groups are caused as a result of economic, no, cultural differences?
Sure.
And so what is the backing on this? What would you say contributes to your belief in that?
Okay, so not all cultures, for example, value studying in school the same. You can check this by the amount of hours that kids of particular culture study. So, for example, Korean Americans study a lot more.
The motherfucker's shaking his head.
that kids of particular culture study. So, for
Culture difference in cultures, that's not a thing. There's a complete sheltered dipshit.
Korean Americans.
Like, what? Yeah, white people are different from black people. I'm guessing, like, yeah, you know, he would agree with that. But the fact that those differences, have anything to do with how we are treated or how we treat other people? No. Like, our cultural differences inform how we do well. No.
Study a lot more than, for example, Latino Americans in terms of the number of hours that kids study. It would be hard to suggest what to attribute that to other than sort of parental guidance and what exactly the priorities are of the parents. This is true, by the way, between white people. Okay, so when I talk about disparities between groups, you can talk about white Appalachia, and there are very different values with regard to studying than there are for, say, upper-class white Americans who are living in Brooklyn, right? That's not the exact same thing. So,
Animal Box. Jay, don't you know everyone is exactly the same? Yeah, until they're not. Until we need to talk about some reparations or some bullshit, like handouts. Just any kind of bullshit that would, benefit that one group and then fuck over everybody else.
Cultural differences are not just racial differences. I think that anybody who attempts to sort of clumsily map that on and pretend that that's all the same, that's obviously not true. But cultural differences do explain an enormous amount of group disparities across incomes. To take a perfect example, you know, if you look at single motherhood rates, they're not equivalent across groups. So they're going to have massive differences with regard to outcomes for children. So if you're talking about cultural differences, again, cultural is just it was a rough way of saying how people act within a group on a large scale. And that is going to amount to some generalization, but that generalization is going to tend to, shall we say...
Oh, wait, hold on. Caesar Augustus. Little heads up on the blonde Muppet coming up. Wait a minute. I don't know which one. I don't know if it was if it was that little twink. I'm guessing he's talking about the person right here, like 14 minutes in. But a little heads up on the blonde Muppet coming up. Dean recently got caught texting the N and F words in the last couple of years and had to apologize, of course. Because these motherfuckers are full of shit. Anyway.
Concur. It's going to correlate very highly with outcome.
But culture is acclimated over time. It becomes a thing over time. And so do you not think that these historical disadvantages that certain ethnic groups have been through over time has created this culture where in which they're unable to put themselves ahead?
Let's see, yeah, you're taking responsibility out of people's hands. Like, culture will pressure. Okay, it does. It can, oppression can fuel what's in the culture, but at the same time, you still have personal. And you're supposed to do this. Like, if we're talking about America, America has developed past its sins and what was considered acceptable 60, 70 years ago ain't acceptable fucking now. So if you have not evolved up, like if you have not caught up to everybody else, to the same fucking, you living in the same fucking culture now, the American culture. So if you don't, like I said, you haven't caught up with the rest of us, that ain't nobody's fucking fault but your own. There's plenty of black folks, brown folks, whatever, who are hardworking. Go to, like I said, get a higher education, get good jobs, prioritize decency and modesty over degeneracy and debauchery. Like, there's plenty. You just don't want to do it. You just don't want to catch up with everybody else. Because, like I said, it's much more fun to complain.
Do say that Asian Americans are more likely to study, yes, but we have to take into account that after the Chinese Exclusion Act, Asian Americans were given a certain type of reparations which allowed them into the country.
How does that explain the Asian people who come here off the boat and do the damn thing in business, or like have like fucking like startup companies and shit as soon as they get here, or have like kids who immediately become doctors? No offense, but it's true. How do you explain? Like, no, that culture was ingrained in them before they even got here. Get the fuck out of here. But they got reparations, Robert. That wasn't. That's. Do you think just getting money is like that's the only motivator for people? Sometimes like, no, I don't want to be unsuccessful and live in a shitty fucking neighborhood, and it kind of feels good to work and have my own thing. And just to generally just be accomplished. I can't do nothing if I ain't got no money. That's not like I feel sorry for people who believe this, because like, do you even have any fucking respect for anyone who's not white? You think you do because you want them to have some money, but then like the reasoning around that is completely fucking racist. You think that's if they can't get reparations, they can't do anything. Oh, reparations, how they gonna be successful? If they can't get a handout, how they gonna be successful? Fuck out of here.
And in order for them,
fitted sheet. For those listening on audio, Jay is a white supremacist.
They were given visas, which allowed them to come into the. Yes, they were given easier processes into visas. Yes, which allowed them into. No, it's a form of reparations, which
no, it isn't. Stop.
They were once excluded from coming in, and so giving them an easier opportunity to attain these visas allowed them into the U.S.
Also,
and
like I said, it's ingrained in Asian society to work hard. Period. They have that fucking mentality before they even get here. Like, it's just when they come to America and they got the opportunity, and the opportunity is not just handed to them; they take it because they have that hardworking mentality. That's why they outpace everybody in fucking in academics. Fuck out of here! You don't get that. Well, you think they just adopted that shit when they got here? No, that's fucking racist to think that. We didn't give them that shit. They had it already.
Mainly the individuals who were able to attain those were people with higher educations, which is why it may seem that Asian Americans within the country who come in typically with higher incomes as well as higher educational backgrounds, it may come off as that they are more studious than Latino Americans. But what we have to take into account is that Latin America and Hispanic people have faced a lot of tremendous setback due to historical atrocities.
So is the Chinese in their own country. What the fuck you talking? That doesn't mean shit. Clearly, that doesn't mean shit for people who are Asian American. They go through shit in their own countries. Yet as soon as they get here, they on point with their shit. But I don't really want to hear that. Like, oh well, see, oppression makes you someone who just doesn't want to, succeed. Or just no. It just makes you like just not successful. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's exactly what the fuck she's implying. Oh well, see, but people have gone through do you think Chinese people didn't have it hard before they got here? You know what China is? Bitch.
It's not their culture per se. What you see within
it is their culture. It's definitely their culture.
Is there any individual?
Kai Fujimoto, why does she sound nervous? People who don't have good opinions, because she sounded fine at first, but as soon as she started listening to herself, she was like, "Oh shit, I'm losing it. I'm losing it."
Agency in here, or is it all historic circumstance?
Everything is based off of history. Everything is an accumulation of history.
So to take the single motherhood example, for example,
the way.
Officer Bud Tuth Russell, $2 super chat. The great leap forward was nothing.
So that was fun anyway.
Joe Danger 37. Yeah, she had to get out of there. Also, white knighting a whole race. Cringe. Thomas Memory Central. I think that's what this is. Mrs. JL. Why do these types sound like they're close to a Daffy Duck breakdown? Because you know why. Come on. They're not emotionally all there. And half of them know they're wrong. That's why they start to like tremble and shake once their logic starts falling off a fucking cliff.
Whoa.
Damn.
Hey, how's it?
Does he have a Rick and Morty shirt on? I need a good laugh. I don't think that is. It might be a metal shirt. I think that might be a metal shirt. Malice, welcome to the Long Bros, buddy.
How are you? Good to meet you.
Oh, I'm
saying that.
Oh God! Because I was looking like, yeah, this person is probably trans, and now, ooh, that voice. Ooh, that voice.
Culturally, people don't have the same.
Tyler, the Creator. Tyler, the Creator is everywhere. Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler, the Creator.
Right.
Wait. Ryan Bannon, $2 super chat. These kids should watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. No, don't get your logic. I'll fucking tell. That's cringe. But at the same time, yeah, there are black people who are doctors and lawyers, believe it or not. Lord Forchungus, $2 super chat. It's the Little Mermaid 2023.
Your basis is saying that culturally, people don't have the same advantages, right?
I'm saying that not every culture sort of initiates the same action within groups.
So, in part, you're saying that you're part of each culture. You know what goes on in each culture.
Oh, Aura Master DX. Man, Jonathan Majors has fallen off. Get the hell out of here! How dare you?
Action within groups.
So,
someone in chat said Diddy getting desperate. Oh God, that's horrible.
That you're part of each culture. You know what goes on in each culture to say these things.
No, I'm saying that I can analyze the activities of a particular group with reference to their actual behavior.
So if you go into my culture, we're told that we can achieve anything through hard work. We have to work 10 times harder. But
do you? Chris Hansen, $4.99 super chat. What's up, baby girl? Hope your night is going well and these motherfuckers be trifling. Agreed. Thank you, Chris Hansen. Oh, this is your first super chat. Congratulations, Madam Williams, $10 super chat. These people are corny as hell. Love to see Nick Roachford or Sam Hyde mog these people. It's funny how Ben is polite with these people, but you can see the seething in their eyes. True. Oh boy.
But you're not part of our culture, so you're explaining something that doesn't have to work 10 times harder. But you're not part of our culture, so you're explaining something that doesn't have to do with you. But in turn, you're saying that that culture...
You're not part of someone else's culture, so you can't make decisions. You can't make a decision you can't make a culture-based decision on how our culture works. Okay, so then why are we talking about how white people are more advantaged? You ain't a part of that culture. How the fuck would you know? How the fuck would you know? You're not a part of white culture, so how would you know if white people are more or have more advantages than you? You can't say that.
Unfortunately, does not value the same thing that the next culture does.
So revealed preference tends to be a better way of doing social science than subjective perception. So revealed preference is how people act in the world. So for example, if you have one group of people who say, we really, really value our kids studying, and then their kids don't study at all, that would be a revealed preference.
Okay.
Everybody has
so
has
then
a
when you
reason
have
to say their
people
kids study.
who say in corporate America, you have people who value nepotism versus actual studying hard.
Which you could say about any fucking race. Nepotism is not specific to people. Nepotism is about that's based on familiarity. Which, like I said, which anyone can be guilty of.
What is that called then?
Okay, so the idea that people generally value nepotism over studying hard, I'd like to see the evidence of that, given the fact the vast majority of wealth in this country is not created through nepotism or through inherited wealth.
But Donald Trump was given nepotism, was he not?
I mean, he's one example among
Like, do you know what the 1% means? It's only 1% of the population, which could, like I said, could be fucking anybody. Anyway, of course, she brings up Donald fucking Trump when he's not even part of the fucking discussion. It's like I'm not really winning this argument, so let me just bring up Trump, and I'll automatically get like agreeable murmurs from the crowd. It'll make me feel better about failing in a social interaction.
Jillion people who are very, very wealthy in this country. I'm very wealthy now. I certainly wasn't born very wealthy.
But then you can't speak on Donald Trump's experience.
I'm very wealthy now. I certainly wasn't born very wealtly.
But then you can't speak on Donald Trump's experience, can you not?
That happens to be the case. Okay, I mean, you can laugh at my particular history, but I grew up in an 1,100 square foot home in Burbank, California, with 4 siblings in 1 bedroom.
In Burbank. Yes. Oh, hold on. In Burbank, I'm sorry, but in Burbank versus growing up in South Central, being told that you have to excel 10 times harder than the next person.
But I was in South Central. You were just in Burbank, so it means you were rich and. Now I don't know shit about Burbank because it's all LA. All y'all paying out the ass for housing and shit. It's LA.
But then you're not part of the culture to say that you can actually come to these disparities.
But like I said, you acting high and mighty over him and Trump. Like, it's just, you can't speak on it because you just fucking made the assumption that you cannot speak on someone else's culture. So you should, like, why is this conversation even happening anymore? Get the fuck out of the chair. It's done. You can't speak on someone else's culture. Well, you can't either. Bye. Goodbye, Tyler.
Kind of far-sighted.
The idea that you have to work 10 times harder coming from South Central based on, for example, test scores is obviously not true. We've had affirmative action.
Sideburns, $14.99 super chat. Hey, Jay, Freddy vs. Jason EFAP movie was great. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was fun. I thought I would grow out of that movie, but even today, it's still highly entertaining. Wait, Lord Forchungus, $5 super chat. Trump worked at McDonald's. He came from very humble beginnings.
Programs in this country for solidly 40 years.
But now affirmative action is gone. It's out the door. Now DEI is present. DEI is actually saying that we need to have diversity, equity,
and DEI is basically just affirmative action on. It's basically the same shit with a different title.
Inclusion.
And worse.
So you're actually putting a footing in the door for different races, different genders, different women, different men, everything. So now you're saying that because this program is gone, this one isn't.
Sorry, you've been voted out by the majority. Please return.
Bye, Tyler. The fact they have to fight for the chair is fucking hilarious. I'm waiting for someone to get fucked up and catch an attitude with the other person fighting for the chair.
Yeah, like a jackrabbit. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Hi,
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So, I kind of want to shift the conversation.
Oh, I can charge my phone on her face.
A little bit away from culture because I don't know if that's necessarily like a helpful conversation to have.
No. I said that. No, that's wrong. You could. You know, it's like I don't know if there are any ladies who understand this in the chat, but those cords that come with vibrators and shit, the ones with the 2 metal dots on the end. You could put that on her fucking face and she could charge her brain. Jack Diamond, $2 super chat. See ya, Starfire from Titan Show.
And I really want to talk more about representation. So 1 in 5 Americans currently is Hispanic. This country, like it or not, is not a homogenous country. We are a very diverse country. Mm-hmm. Do you not think that our legislators should be representative of the overall population?
I don't see a way that you can have a quote-unquote representative legislature with 435 members of Congress in a country of 340 million people, because you can divvy that up however you want. It's not by race. You can do it.
People have to want to be in those fields, like a politician or whatever. You have to want to do that. What do you expect people to do? Just just round people up off the street? Chris Chanson, $1.99 super chat. Girl looks like a yassified predator.
By by sex. You could do it by gender.
Like it's the reason.
How
Shit.
exactly do you decide what is quote unquote?
It's the reason why we have more male construction workers than female, because people who like doing those jobs are men. They like doing the physical shit, like doing that. They like a job that feels like they've accomplished something. They like to do that. A lot of women don't want to go to a job where they gotta smell shit and piss and garbage every fucking day. Most women don't. You'll probably find some outliers, and it's true, but like that's exactly what that is, outliers. You gotta want to do certain things to do them.
Group, and also, I don't believe that individuals ought to be represented based on group identity. So, for example, I'm Jewish. Jews are actually overrepresented in Congress. I don't think that we ought to decide exactly how many people in Congress are Jewish based on the Jewish population of the country. I think that's actually a pretty silly way to do representation.
Well, we don't have to do it systematically, but fundamentally, there is an issue with the fact that we are not fully represented. Like, the entire population is not represented. We have never had a black female president.
We don't need that. It's not something that's needed. Why is that needed based on her race and gender? That's the question that should be. Why is that needed based on her race and gender? And saying because representation is a circular fucking answer.
I still have to pay taxes.
We've never had a
the
Jewish
whole
president.
concept is no taxation without. Well, we have had a white male president. We've had like 45 of them.
But that's not a requirement to be president. Like, the requirement to be president isn't white male. It's, what was it? You had to be at least 35 and over. And, U.S. citizen 35 and over. And I think there's some other qualification too. None of them having to do with race. We vote for these motherfuckers. Like I said, you have to want to be in it. And you have to want, and if a black person ends up being on the ballot, you got to want them to be there. You got to vote for them. You got to put out the word on them. But yeah, that's what it's based on, what the people have to say. I mean, if you're thinking as optimistic as that.
Whether Jews count as white or not has been sort of an object of debate for quite a while. We do. Okay.
You do.
So, I mean, it depends according to whom, and that's a pretty recent development. Okay, so.
Basically everyone. It's a religion.
Judaism.
Do you not agree that you were a white man?
I mean, I think that it depends on the context in which you're discussing it.
So what are you, Ben? Are you not a white guy?
I mean, I'm a man of Jewish ethnicity, which.
I guess Jews don't exist now, but yeah. I'm sure she has a Free Palestine. I'm wondering, would these fuckers have their social media handles in here? Oh, they do. They do. Oh, yes. Wonderful. And what's this bitch's name? What's her name? I gotta go. Hold on. We're at 12:25. I bet you she has a Free Palestine.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Flag.
So,
Naima. Okay. Let's do it. I bet you this bitch got some Free Palestine shit, because she really doesn't like the fact that Ben is Jewish. She don't like the fact that he's trying to claim minority status, even though that's what they're being framed as now, because of the whole Jewish and Palestine thing, and when it's convenient to their cause. Fetus versus parasite. Wow. Oh my God. She's a cunt. No, okay, she's got a link tree. Hang on. I want to know if she has a Free Palestine thing, because that'll tell me everything I need to know. And if she has a Free Israel thing, that's actually even worse somehow. Chris Chanson, $4.99 super chat. You remember that one guy who set himself on fire in the name of Free Palestine? Oh yeah, I remember that dude. What an idiot. He has a Cash App. For what, I wonder? Okay, let me see. I'm gonna look this chick up. I want to see what she says about Palestine and Israel. I'm just a little curious. Man. Da-da-da-da-da. At least I'm real curious. Nothing? Nothing. Weird. Find that very strange. Very, very strange. Israel. Oh, shit. Absolutely nothing. She doesn't talk about this shit at all. Well, it seems like it. Strange. Oh, people sent a bunch of fucking super chats. They got us. Hey. Ryan Bannon, $5 super chat. The lady with the white silver hair, is that her real hair or is it dyed? I hope it's real because dyeing your hair so you look 50 is just goofy. Now that's a style nowadays, like dyeing your hair either white or gray. Courtney Calvert for $5 super chat. So disrespectful. What the fuck? How can you claim you want inclusion yet be hostile to the arguably the most discriminated group of all? I find it strange that she has no Palestine or Israel post. Well, I don't give a shit if she doesn't care about it, but it's like, it's almost like she's like nothing. She said nothing about it, or she could have sanitized her social media before being on this show. Because if she said something fucking weird, it was going to be scrutinized. I mean, they already got someone in chat already said that floppy blonde hair motherfucker already got caught saying the N-word. So
I want to shift the conversation about DEI a little bit away from culture because I don't know if that's necessarily like a helpful conversation to have. And I really want to talk more about representation. So 1 in 5 Americans currently is Hispanic. This country, like
oh shit, yeah. We're back, guys. Hopefully that'll be the last fucking time this happens. Anastasia, dang, still nothing? Nope, there's something. All right, let's get back to it. I gotta fast. Oh, now we're off track. Hi, Fujimoto. YouTube is mad Jay can actually use her brain.
The grouping and how.
Oh, god damn it. That's right, the thing. On. There we go.
I've seen Jews grouped with white and Jews grouped with not white. Are we just pretending that doesn't exist? That's a reality. However, as far as your generalized point, which is that we are supposed to identify people by group identity, if we don't have a black female president, somehow black females have not been represented. So Barack Obama was in no way representative of black females because he's not a female.
No, he was. He was representative,
so
but that's...
See, you being a black female, that's like totally disingenuous. You a fucking lie. He was, like, damn well if he was this type of fucking president who was not about abortion and wasn't as liberal-minded. No, he would have been like, oh, he only represents black men. That's only for black men, not for us. Because, yeah, y'all's allegiances fucking, like, they switch with the winds. It could go either way. It could be one day it could be this way, the next day it could be another way. Albatross. Obama was trans. Like what I'm saying, like they talk all this shit. Oh well, he was for women. He was for black women. Yeah, but see, how long would that have lasted with you?
Half representative. How do you do the math on this, and why?
You shouldn't do the math on it completely statistically, but the fact is...
You shouldn't do the math on it at all.
All y'all do is math in terms like semantics with That's all y'all do is like, oh, well, this person represented, and then and maybe this person did oppression, plus 2 points, carry the one. Like, all y'all do is the math.
Clearly underrepresented.
You should treat people as individuals.
Well, if you don't even want Kamala Harris to attempt to create DEI initiatives in office, then there isn't even going to be a conversation about it.
I mean,
is she the only one fucking bringing this shit up? No, she's not. And she ain't gonna be the last person bringing this shit up. Oh, but if she's not in there, we're not can't even bring this shit up. There'll still be other politicians who don't care about you and laugh at you behind your back who are gonna bring this up.
I don't think there ought to be a conversation about why we ought to be represented by race or by sex. I think that we are each individual people with individual ideas, and if that person represents my ideas, I don't care what sex, race, or sexual orientation they are.
I mean, to an extent, yes.
No,
but there
entirely.
is an issue.
Entirely.
Empathy in office. We need to be able to empathize.
Suddenly, well, so because she's a black woman, she has more empathy. Like,
And legislate for the people that are living in this country.
I was not
Do you
aware.
not believe that?
I was not aware that empathy is relegated to particular race solidarity.
No, but I mean, it's easier
that's what you implied. Why the fuck would you imply it if that's not what you meant?
to be empathetic towards people whose experiences you can fundamentally understand based on your identity. Like, do you not believe that people have an inherent bias?
So first of all, I'm
based
not
on
sure.
identity?
I mean, we can start.
So that means that Kamala Harris would have a bias based on her identity. Why bring it up when it applies to almost any fucking person? Well, like, there's bias based on identity, so Kamala Harris would be biased too, dummy. Jesus Christ.
Empathy itself, I'm not sure that empathy is all.
Also, like, her profile just reads sloth. Said the sloth.
Always the best basis for actual public policy, because when you have group solidarity and empathy based on group solidarity, you're going to attempt to actually benefit the group with whom you have solidarity.
Sarah, she's self-reporting her own racism. Yep.
It actually cuts against
But
generalized
that's like a
public
fundamental
policy.
thing that just exists, which is why we need representation in government. Okay, cute. Thank you.
Sleep paralysis at the wheel. I'm an empath, by the way.
Wow, he got it this time. All right, nice. Good to see you. How are you doing?
Doing all right. How are you, Ben?
You know,
Is this the N-word guy? Hang on, what's his name again?
got it this time. All right, nice. Good to see you. How are you doing?
Doing all right. How are you, Ben?
You know, it's been a day.
Yeah, it's a little bit of like an
Dean. I think this is the guy.
interesting setting being surrounded by 20 people that disagree with you.
I mean, the truth is I grew up in LA and then I went to law school in Cambridge, so,
So
I'm
you
a
had a lot
little
more
used to
than
it. It's
20.
not, yeah, I've been here before.
Anyways, let's talk about DEI. Do you think that Trump should have won 2016?
He did. Wait! He did win 2016. What you talking about?
I'll wrap it in. It's conceptually relevant. I'll demonstrate the relevance.
Okay, sounds good.
He did win 2016.
By what measure? Do I think he did win or do I think he should have won?
Do you think he should have won?
I mean, yes, I'm happy that he won. If the question is, am I happy that he won? I'm happy that he won.
Okay. Well, I'd say that Trump won 2016 because
By the way, I did not vote for either candidate in 2016. That's a decision made in retrospect.
Awesome. So I think that Trump won 2016 because of a modality of DEI. Essentially, what I'd say is the Electoral College, right, strives for inclusion of smaller states with lower populations by overrepresenting them in the overall vote. Like, you could correct me if I'm wrong, or the SAN fact checkers can. I'm pretty sure that over the last 25 to 30 years, Republicans have won the presidency given the Electoral College, not given the overall popular vote. So if you're against DEI, if you don't want inclusion on the basis of race, inclusion on the basis of gender.
Also, he said, I want to make sure that everyone knows watching, this motherfucker has said the N-word. I don't know what context, but I have a feeling if he had to apologize, it was probably the wrong context. What about all the Electoral College? Like, there are other underrepresented states that were overrepresented. Okay, so you're admitting that, because I know what he's getting at. So you're admitting that these states were overrepresented, even though they're a minority, and somehow that's a bad thing because Trump was president. Oh, it's almost like that's his fucking point. Like, fuck it. Like, setting aside the Electoral College shit for a minute. Well, I mean, like the basis of what he's arguing. On the because I'm not very familiar of how the Electoral College works. But assuming he's right, you just proved Ben's point But yeah, see, but you just proved his point. You just proved his fucking point. Why do you think that's some kind of gotcha when you say, hey, well, so you don't like DEI, but this DEI. So you're agreeing that DEI is bad. Okay, thank you and goodbye.
Or even what you're saying earlier, we could even say inclusion on the basis of class. Why do you want inclusion on the basis of population, rural areas, states,
We should actually use a better
in the
example. Why don't you just ask if I
Electoral
believe in the U.S. Senate?
College?
Right,
The U.S.
is a
Senate,
better
this would
example.
also apply to the U.S. Senate.
Right, okay, so let's use the U.S. Senate because the U.S. Senate is actually even more unrepresentative of the general population than the Electoral College, which is at least a rough approximation.
It'd just be funnier to hear you say that you shouldn't have voted for Trump in 2016, but we could talk about the
I mean,
Senate as well.
that's a different subject, but
Yeah.
I'm very happy that he won, even though I didn't vote for him. I mean, we can talk about Trump later.
Yeah.
We've already done a bit. Well, I'm sure we'll do more. As far as the idea that every elected body has to be elected based on population as opposed to based on the area of geographic distribution or the states that actually pre-existed the federal government. Okay, the way that the Constitution of the United States was created was as a contract between sovereign states, which is one of the reasons why, for example, you have a United States Senate as opposed to just a House of Representatives. So is that a form of DEI? That seems like a stretch to me.
What?
The kind of DEI that I'm talking about specifically would be separating human beings based on inherent characteristics, like, for example, race, as opposed to suggesting that the United States Senate, which is obviously unrepresentative of the general population in many ways,
seemingly my point is
somehow
this
bad.
is
That's
just
a check and balance, right?
Well, seemingly my point is that this is another modality of DEI. I've like no problem with you explaining to me, right, why the Senate or the Electoral College would be given the U.S. Constitution and like some contractual agreement that they had between the sovereign states. That's fine. But what I'd say is that your claim here would just imply that the Constitution upholds DEI within our electoral processes.
If your claim is
so,
that
do you think that the Constitution upholds DEI in the sense of including
it's a
smaller states with
I
less
think that-
representative
I think that-
population?
Like, I love how like they could point, because that's how you know they don't understand a word he's saying. Because he just fucking explained to you why you're wrong. Stop fucking arguing. Like, even the side profile is like deranged. Look at like they all got dark circles under their fucking eyes, overly pale, like they've been locked in their mother's closet. But anyway, like he just fucking explained to you why that shit doesn't make sense, and you still trying to argue it. What's the definition of insanity again? Doing something over and over again, expecting different results. Arguing with someone over and over again, expecting them to just say you're right. He just fucking explained to you why you're wrong. Stop fucking arguing.
that is a true stretch of the meaning of DEI, but I get your point. I mean, if the idea is that the only thing that is not pure DEI in a democratic context would be sort of popularly represented votes, then I think you can make the case that basically you should get rid of every representative institution. We should go to a pure democracy because.
Well, I'm not making a case for what we should replace it with. I'm making the case that it would uphold DEI. We could talk about, right, what other systems should function in the case of the Electoral College or in the case of the Senate.
Like, DEI is based on race, and it's inherently racist because you're giving it to people who didn't earn shit. It seems like the Electoral College shit. Sorry, anyway, is based on like underrepresented states. Everyone has the right to be represented in terms of who gets to run this fucking country. Not everyone is owed the right to be a fighter pilot. Not everyone has the right to be a fighter pilot when they haven't spent one fucking day in studying it or passing whatever exams required to be that. The fucking, like, anybody can fucking vote and should have the right to have their vote count. But not everybody deserves to be a fucking CEO. You don't have to work to be a voter, well, unless the work that you need to do is becoming a fucking citizen. But if you're already a citizen, you have the right to have your vote counted equally. But you, like I said, you don't have the right to, like I said, to work for Boeing if you don't have the qualifications. Simple as fucking that. But like I said, he's a fucking idiot. I'm an idiot too. I don't know, like I said, when it comes to the Electoral College thing, don't know much about it. Like, I learned about it in school back in the day, but I totally fucking forgot what it entails. Like I know things, but like most people, we don't always like retain all the knowledge that we've earned over the years. You know, we're all idiots, but these motherfuckers are especially idiots. Like, being an idiot is not just not knowing shit. It's about not willing to fucking learn shit. When somebody's fucking telling you some shit, especially someone who you know knows more than you, and you don't fucking listen, and you just keep fighting it. Imagine going to like a room full of doctors, brain surgeons, and you just some fucking fry cook at McDonald's and trying to like, no, this is how the brain fucking works. I think I work the grill. I think I know more about this than you. Like, imagine that. That's true stupidity. Not only are you fucking wrong, you loud and wrong, you confident and wrong, and you don't fucking listen. And you don't, like, you ain't hearing people. You're not learning. Like, everybody's dumb, but like, it takes a truly retarded motherfucker to not want to not be dumb. Lord Forchungus, $2 super chat. Why would he want DEI though? He would be unemployed. See, he's a self-hater, and we don't like self-haters around here. The Devil King, $2 super chat. When a 5-inch, when a 5-foot Jew looks like the grown-up at the table. Miss Midnight, I don't know everything, sure, but these guys took the short bus to school. Yeah, basically.
But that's a completely different conversation than are these systems upholding DEI?
So again, I think that you're definitionally stretching DEI. If DEI is the basic idea that all disparities equal discrimination and must be rectified by government interventionism, which is sort of the definition, then stretching that to mean the Electoral College seems like you're going pretty far afield to defend a...
And notice how the representation at this table has not been equal. Only 2 black women have been at this table compared to the 2 white men. I think there should be 3 black women and 2 men.
Very broad concept as specifically badly applied.
Wait, 1 second. I don't think that we need to say that DEI is equivalent to disparities equal discrimination. We could just see that DEI is like a qualm for disparities in general, right? And what we apply here in this...
You can tell when like Ben is hearing some shit that he knows is bullshit. He does this thing with his head where he jerks it. He does it every single time when he hears some bullshit. Hang on.
Like a qualm for
watch
in general, right?
And then he squints. He does it every single time.
What we apply here in this certain modality when we're talking about the Electoral College, when we're talking about the Senate, is we're trying to qualm the disparities of the lack of population in rural areas. We're trying to qualm the disparities of smaller states compared to larger states. And seemingly, you haven't really given me a response to this apart from calling it a stretch, but I do appreciate you for...
No, I mean,
he did give you a response. You didn't... Not listening to it does not mean he didn't say it.
I mean, it seems to me like the argument that you're making is that in order for there to be calm and sort of conciliation inside the United States, particular racial groups have to be given particular benefits. Okay, because that was the argument with regard to the states in the United States, right? When the Constitution was formed, the way that you came to an actual agreement in the Constitutional Convention is states were not going to sign on unless they got particular guarantees of the interests of those particular states, right? So if you're claiming that that's DEI, then the response that I would have is right, because that's how you have to come to an agreement. So if you're going to make the parallel argument with regard to DEI in, for example, the racial context, you then have to make the case that the only way that you can have conciliation in the United States is for particular racial groups to be given specific racial benefits, and otherwise the country is going to split apart, which is an argument with which I generally disagree, even if I agreed with the way the Constitution was formed.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't see like your
Boogly Boogly, $2.99 super chat. Ben has that Miranda look from Devil Wears Prada. And you can tell when someone, when one of these fucking idiots is just like listening and just waiting for their turn instead of like hearing someone and just waiting for their turn instead of like listening and absorbing what the fuck they're saying. Listen to how he starts his response after that.
Disagree, even if I agreed with the way the Constitution was formed.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't.
Yeah, so that's how you know when a motherfucker is an idiot. Yeah, so I wasn't listening. That's what you really want to say.
See, like your parallel here, right? I think that DEI could exist in multiple modalities. My argument in a nutshell is nothing more than the fact that we see disparities existing in rural areas compared to metropolitan areas.
Cynical person. Dean is so annoying. I'm sure he's here people to make edits of him on TikTok. Yeah. So this is, I just want to make sure we're clear. This is the N-word guy.
The size of a state.
He looked like someone who's who dropped being like a groiper chud quasi supremacist, and it was like, you know what, I'm gonna be woke because the women in that group are just dumber. And I know they'll touch my penis if I say something even a little bit feminist.
Population, and you're qualming these, and you're
right, but the DEI,
losing the
DEI response to that would not be
like through like an over representation.
And the DEI
and I understand that your argument is, but my single-handed point here is that you would say, in some sense, that this is a reconciliation to introduce more, inclusion in the sense of a state to state in their population. I mean, so if you make the concession that this is DEI, would you say in the same?
It's not DEI because voting and working a job, two different things. You don't need, there's no real requirement to vote, and except being over 18 and being a U.S. citizen. That's it. Now, like I said, if we're talking about being underrepresented in jobs and shit, you need skills in order to work certain jobs. Most of them, actually. So no, it's not the same fucking thing. It ain't the same thing. Stop it. The Devil King, $15 super chat. Happy Halloween, Queen. Sorry, the stream sale sucked so bad this year. The epic freebies have sucked too. Halloween is dead. Let's just blame Jubilee. Thank you, Devil King.
Sense that we shouldn't have.
I don't make the concession that falls within
okay.
the definition of DEI that I've used. And if your claim is that I'm now in favor of, for example, subsidies to rural areas at the expense of urban areas, I'm not actually.
So do you think that DEI would only apply in the context of race?
No, it could apply in the context of class. It could apply.
Okay,
in
if it could apply in the context of race, class, and identity, why can't it apply in the context of a state's population and their representation?
That's not how that works, you fucking idiots. Giving someone something due to their race and nothing else, not skill, hard work, or whatever, that is a privilege. An unearned privilege. Voting, the only thing you gotta be to vote is over 18 and a U.S. citizen. That's it. Even though people should be taking IQ tests before they start voting for anybody. We need to ask some of these motherfuckers like simple, direct questions before they vote for anything. But anyway, making sure people's votes aren't underrepresented is not the same thing. It's just hiring a bunch of Negroes because you feel really guilty and not giving them background checks and testing them on their ability, or just like hiring based on ability in general. Not the same thing. Not the same thing. Because if you want to be real, okay, let's be real for a second. If we're gonna oh shit, I thought I had a point and I lost it. But because you don't want voting to be restrictive like how we are now with certain with how we are in the job market. You don't want that because your ass would not be allowed to vote.
Representation in our government.
I mean, if they were to receive special.
That's a random camera jerk.
At the expense of other members of the population.
They are. Yes, like Alabama or Arkansas are literally receiving special benefits insofar as a greater level of representation in our Senate and in electoral processes compared to people in California. I mean, for instance, that's my buddy Parker over there. He lives in California, right? And I'm
fully aware
I
of the
live in
Electoral
Colorado.
College and the Senate work, dude.
So I literally have more representation person for person in the sense of Parker's vote compared to my vote, because individualistically speaking, I'm from a state that has more representation, and the same thing could be said for multiple other states across America, especially in the Senate.
There's
two senators
especially
that represent me and everyone else in Colorado, and there's two senators that represent him and the millions more people.
How you're getting from point
California.
A, which is that California has 2 senators and Colorado has 2 senators, to point B, which is that we should have incredible racial carve-outs on the basis of group identity at the behest of the federal government. That is a very, very large stretch. And to get from point A to point B on the basis of the constitutional structure seems like you're going pretty far afield. I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you know, the rubber band only goes so far.
That's the end of this claim.
That's great.
I appreciate you, man. Hopefully
Thanks.
we can talk more.
I hear what you're saying.
As long as you don't call me a kike, you fucking weirdo. We're looking for undecided voters in Michigan. If it wasn't if it wasn't already very transparent that they're trying to get people to vote for Kamala through this video. That is, oh yeah, so okay, Jubilee is as dumb as the people on this, are as dumb as the people on this panel. Good to know. Okay, wait, what's the claim again? Kamala Harris's extreme pro-abortion stance is morally indefensible. Okay.
I just want to clarify the claim because,
sure.
okay, so.
Oh, this fucking. What is this? You got a keychain in your fucking hat? Why everybody come up in here looking like trash, like utter trash? You know it smell funky in there.
The claim that I'm making about Kamala Harris, let's first say like what I believe her position to be. Okay, so she has not stated any abortion law that she would not veto. Right, so the Partial Birth Abortion Ban Act, for example, or late-term abortion bans, she would presumably veto that as President of the United States. That's the position that I'm taking in this particular prompt. Okay, so that is the position that I find morally indefensible. Okay, so again, I'm a very, very pro-life person, but I can see at least the sort of...
Taylor Evans, $4.99 super chat. Going to watch from the beginning. From what I remember from watching this, was being disgusted at the crowd's reaction to gotcha moments. Gross. I mean, they're all fucking idiots. Like what? Like, idiot will always clap for another idiot. Because they're idiots.
Nuanced arguments that some people on the left try to make about abortion, even if I disagree with those arguments. The argument that she's making, which is effectively abortion until birth should be in no way regulated, I find that to be morally indefensible.
My understanding right now is that a majority of Democrats would not support abortion through birth. My understanding is the more
bullshit.
popular position. I don't think any state lets you go through birth. Maybe I'm off on that. Maybe there's a couple.
California.
I think a lot of them would disagree with that, but y'all keep voting for the people who do agree with it, though. So that's not true. Y'all keep voting for y'all talking about y'all Kamala Harris voters. Well, I think a majority, but you are the majority. You voting for her. You voting for the bitch who wants that done. So you do agree with it.
California and New York, actually.
Okay, understood. But yeah, I think the key claim is basically, I think most Democrats would want abortion within the first few weeks prior to the development of my personal moral starting point of life is that the mind is the seat of consciousness, the brain is is where your self is. If you replace your heart, you have a robo heart, you're chilling. If you replace your brain, you're a different person, you're dead. And I think that when that brain first starts to develop, that's sort of where I see the beginning of life and where the fetus gets their first moral consideration. Would you agree that abortion?
So he said, like, brain function is considered like, I wonder how he feels about people in a coma who barely have any brain function. Like people who were like brain dead and are living on life support. How he feels about that? It's something I want to throw out there. D Warner 6, $2 super chat. Hey Jay, here's some money. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Lord Fortungus, $2 super chat. His hat pisses me off. Can't wear it correctly.
Before that point is tolerable?
No, I don't agree with that. But again, quick question, just as far as defining the
Lord Fortungus. What about Joe Biden? This basically means that like every person with severe Alzheimer's is basically dead to him. They're basically dead.
Positions.
Yeah.
So would you agree that late-term abortion is indefensible?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's not my position. I would
okay,
not support that.
So you actually agree with me on the prompt. Okay, so now we get into the broader abortion conversation. That's fine. I mean,
no worries.
That's totally cool.
Yeah.
So yes, no.
Yeah, so far this guy isn't a piece of shit yet.
A majority of Democrats support through like.
I think he's still full of shit about the majority of Democrats not when they keep fucking voting for people who agree with that.
A moment before birth.
And if you don't know about what they represent, then you should.
A majority of Democrats have not supported any abortion legislation on the federal level in my entire lifetime, nor do I suppose that they will. So if there were to be a consensus 15-week abortion ban, for example, which is about the status in Europe,
And see how they're voting this motherfucker out? You see it? Like, he agrees with Ben Shapiro. We got to get him out of there. We got to get him out of there. I thought he was one of us. What happens when you give fucking nerds too much power? You see how, but see, it's the thing. This is a good representation of how motherfuckers like this shouldn't be voting. You got a dude with actually a head on his shoulders, was someone who actually, I think that late-term abortion, that's indefensible. Fuck that shit. Which is, okay, that's good. He's got a head on his shoulders, but then as soon as he says that, people quickly we want him out of here. Dead babies are cool. This is a clear indication. This is like a litmus test for vote who should and shouldn't be voting.
I would assume that virtually all Democrats would vote against that 15-week abortion ban. While I may agree with your more moderate position, or at least use that as a starting point, that is certainly not where the Democratic Party historically has been, nor is it where the Democratic Party is right now.
Awesome, understood. And just to understand,
and also this proves him wrong, though. I think a majority of Democrats wouldn't agree with that. Well, 13 out of 26 people want you the fuck out of here. They want your rational ass the fuck out of here. So, yeah, I'm sorry, boo, but they a lot of them do want.
Your moral consideration for a fetus.
Where I consider
yeah.
At conception, right? So I believe in life, that life begins at conception. You now have a human being with potential, not a potential human being. And then the question is exactly what the moral value of that human being is. Once you acknowledge that there is, in fact, a countervailing interest to, for example, a woman's quote-unquote right to choose, once you acknowledge there's an independent interest.
Sure. Thank you so much for your time, Ben.
You made it. You're good. You can relax.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well.
I think I heard some of her testimony already. She's a retard.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Oh wow, you look better in person.
So much nice hair, but no brain in that skull.
Okay, so
very sweet.
It's that's how she does her hair. She's one of those dolls where you pull the hair out. The more you pull the hair out, the longer it gets. Ain't nothing in that skull but hair.
Yeah. I don't often get that, so thank you.
Okay, it's fine. How do you define abortion really quickly?
Abortion would be the forcible termination of an unborn human life.
Yes, but why do you hold that definition? Would you not assume something like a C-section would be considered an abortion?
Oh, you see what I'm saying? A fucking idiot. Why would a C-section, look at his face, look at Ben's face. Why would a C-section by itself be fucking abortion? You idiots. No, that's just a form of birth. It's not an abortion. It's a form of birth, idiot.
No, because the baby is born alive. So how would that be an abortion?
What does the definition of abortion have to include the death of a fetus?
Because that's literally
yes, you idiots.
The definition of abortion.
It literally isn't, though. Where are you getting this definition from?
Where are you getting your definition from?
The Harvard Medical School definition of an abortion is the removal of pregnancy tissue, products of conception, or the fetus placenta after birth from the uterus. Oh, so they defined it in a way where it doesn't hurt your feelings and doesn't make you acknowledge that you're fucking killing something. Yeah, who gives, what do you think? All right, so if if abortions don't require death or killing, what the fuck do they do with a living child when it's taken from your body? Does the vacuum they use to suck it out of you after they ripped it to pieces, does it just automatically form back to one fucking baby and start doing the hello my baby, hello my honey dance out the fucking door? Are you fucking stupid? But see, like I said, this is all fucking cope. Pro-choice motherfuckers are the most copinest motherfuckers because I understand why. I understand why. You don't want to fucking believe that they take 4 sips and rip a baby to pieces and then suck it out with a vacuum cleaner, throw it in the fucking trash. You don't want to believe that. You don't want to believe that you were that cruel to something that could have been your child. I get it. But you're a fucking retard and you're coping and seething. And you're changing the definitions of words because you don't like how it sounds.
Let's go to like what, like, do you like in like Mayo Clinic, like any fucking like hospital you've ever gone to before?
A C-section.
And like, yeah, that nervous laughter. That's just that nervous fucking laughter.
Ends with the birth of the child.
It's always like it's just a reaction to painful stimuli.
Right, but
I know,
but abortion,
both I and all three of my siblings were
but
born via
abortion generally.
C-section.
Yeah, I understand this.
I'm here. I'm talking to you.
I know, baby.
Thus I was not aborted.
I understand this, but like yes, but like no. Well, yes, but like no. But no, you could simply say that abortion is simply the ending of a pregnancy, right? So the ending of a pregnancy outside of the natural birth of a fetus. So I don't see that. I don't see why you would say that like it would have to end in the death of a fetus, which is why I'm pro-abortion all 9 months, right? Because say if a woman is not able to,
she said she's pro-abortion all 9 months. Wait, who flagged her? Was it the dude with the hat?
Pass a fetus in the natural way, we could have.
I bet you it was the dude with the hat.
These other abortion processes.
She's another one of these motherfuckers who thinks because she's speaking fast,
so I don't see that.
she's saying something.
Why you would say that like it would have to end in the death of a fetus, which is why I'm pro-abortion.
It would definitely end with the death of the fetus. What the fuck? What do you think? Why do you think premature babies die? Because they're prematurely taken from the uterus. So if say a woman goes in and gets the contents of pregnancy removed from her uterus like a couple weeks in, the fuck you think is gonna happen to it? It dies, bitch. See, she's making me mad. She's making me fucking mad. Yeah, there's no reason to be this. You know what? Fuck, I gotta stop thinking this way. Because it's not stupidity, it's cope, it's delusion. That's what it is. Which is scarier than just being stupid. But yeah, it's all is coping and seething and delusion. It ain't got nothing to do with being stupid. Because that implies that I should feel sorry for her in some way, that she's just uninformed. She needs to like learn some shit. No, she's a grown ass fucking woman. She knows exactly what abortion is. She knows exactly what happens to a kid when it's fucking ripped out of the womb prematurely. She knows that. She knows what the fuck that is. She's fucking delusional. She doesn't want to know this information because it's too painful. But she'll still sit up here and try to argue this stupid shit. And then probably wonder why her social media right now is flooded with fucking comments saying that she's a fucking retard.
9 months, right?
And she'll be coping over that too.
Because say if a woman is not able to pass,
it's like she copes over the fact that she can't fit clothes normally.
Fetus in the natural.
Jack Diamond, $2 super chat. Wow, Jade Ben is bullying the mentally challenged.
Way, we could have these other abortion processes that would say like, okay, like she needs some type of induction that doesn't include the actual natural expulsion of a fetus, but it doesn't always end in the death.
The skull monkey media. She's confused, Jay. She's clearly comparing real babies with food babies.
Death of a fetus. So I don't see how you could say that her common processes like it would have to end in the death of a fetus, which is why I'm pro-abortion all 9 months, right? Because say if a woman is not able to pass a fetus in the natural way,
like Ben should fucking interrupt her. I mean, like, what do you think happens to a baby once it's removed from the mother prematurely? What do you think happens to it? When a woman goes to get an abortion, like if it doesn't end in death, like you said, what do you think happens to it when the abortion is administered? Like, what do you think happens to the kid? What do you think happens? And then to just watch her try to weasel her way out of that. Don't just sit there, Ben. Ask her that question. Ask her.
We can have these other abortions.
Jerome Pickles, 9 months. Yeah, she's a fucking sadistic psychopath. Yeah.
That would say like, okay, like she needs some type of induction.
This is why she talks really fast, so you don't notice the horrible things she's saying.
Include the actual natural expulsion of a fetus, but it doesn't always end in the death of a fetus. So I don't see how
it doesn't always end in death. It doesn't always end in death. So what is it end in? Ask her, Ben. Ask her. So like, if not all abortions end in death, like, what does it end in? What happens to it? What do you think they do after they like? Because I know what abortion is. Like, I know what an abortion entails. I know, like I've seen it. Like they pull the baby into pieces, and they suck it out. So if that shit don't end in death, like tell me what does.
How you could say that Kamala Harris' stance is immoral in this sense.
I just don't understand how you're removing the death of the fetus from the equation about abortion. That's literally the entire moral issue. You and I would not even be arguing if we were talking about C-sections or about natural birth.
But it seems like at its core, though, we disagree on what the inherent definition of abortion is.
Okay, then you could leave a witness.
What the... What?
We could very easily solve this. Let's just not talk about the word abortion. Let's talk about the forcible termination of a baby.
Okay, so then what do you value in the fetus then?
The life of the fetus.
Okay, so then when is this, you said it begins a conception?
Yes.
And why is that?
Because that is literally...
She is... This is all cope. She knows that, like, the group of people that she runs with, like, all these fucking ghouls, are just gonna mindlessly fucking agree with her. That's why she could say horrible shit like, yeah, 9 months, I can't believe the kid should die. Fuck it. Because people are gonna agree with her, regardless. She's a black woman. She's gonna get hand-holded by these motherfuckers. She could say every horrible fucking thing she wants. Aaron Terisu Yamu, $5 super chat. Why do they define abortion, but these are... Why do they define abortion, but these are the same people who protect the most deadliest criminals from the death penalty? I don't get it. They're pro-life if you can... No, I'm not going to say it. But anyway, oh, what the fuck? What other thing? Well, yeah, like black women in these circles don't get questioned for every horrible thing they say. They don't get questioned. Like, there's people just kind of like nod and agree with it, whatever the fuck they say. Yeah, she's getting, people are voting her the fuck out, but that's, yes, see, that's, as long as it's not verbal. Like, as long as no one says anything to her, like, that's why these motherfuckers are always advocating for, like, shit that requires complete dissociation from other people. Like the red flag thing, that's just because they're not good at saying things. Like, they don't have to, because they don't have to speak with anyone socially. Remember that, like, that communist, it was that communist gathering where they interrupted with jazz hands or some shit. No. Like, they said, oh, don't clap because I have sensory overload. Just do jazz hands. That was the... God, that was awful.
The biological definition of what independent life
Yes,
is.
but like, why does it have moral value?
The Devil King, $2 super chat. My red line is viability.
It has moral value because that's literally the biological definition of when a human life begins.
Right, but like, why does that have moral value though?
Okay, why does any life have moral value?
I would value sentience.
But why?
Right, because
Based on what?
This is simply what we value, like you and I value. Like, is it okay to like unplug like a brain dead patient, for example?
I mean,
yep.
The question is whether it's okay
because they can't live a life outside. Like they would be bedridden and hooked up to a fucking machine for their entire. They have no sense of self, no sense of what's going on around them at all. You're basically just keeping someone plugged into a wall like a toaster. Is it like an object? So yeah, no.
Unplug the brain dead patient. Actually, quite a controversial one in sort of religious circles.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as why, I'm just wondering if somebody's in a coma and they're going to wake up, do you have the right to unplug them?
Well, coma's not brain dead though. We know that there's future sentience there. Like, it would be like a matter of like a conjunct of like past, future, like past, present, or future sentience. But like a person in a coma has.
I agree, and guess what? Fetuses also have guaranteed future sentience.
Well, no, because you're only valuing one half of the conjunct. That's not right. So it would be past, present, or future.
Now you're changing the topic. I mean, we started with what's the value of the fetus.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Whoa! You know what?
Y'all know how this is like probably set up to humiliate you, right? Because I don't believe for a second they didn't do this shit on purpose. How y'all fighting for this chair? I don't believe for a minute that they didn't do this just to fucking humiliate you.
Just for, honest to God, just for that, I forfeit. That's like some serious efforting right there. Well done.
I'll take
really well
it.
done.
Thank you. Yeah, so on the topic of abortion, I think we have a big focus on the moral aspect.
Please welcome Bruno Mars.
Aspects of abortion, but I do think we should talk about the legal aspects of life, because when a baby is born, two things happen: birth certificate, social security card. When there are fetus, when it's like cells in the body, you don't get the birth certificate, you don't get a social security.
That's not a good argument. A lot of homeless people who don't have a social security card, who don't have ID and all that shit, so that means their life is worthless? Do they need to die? Is that what we're saying? Since when is life determined by a fucking piece of paper? And not the heartbeat? Bitch! you pro-choicers make me angry.
Security card because it's not alive, it's not born yet. Therefore, when it comes to like the moral repercussions of
and plus, like, oh, it's not born yet. So if we're at 9 months, like say 8 months and 8 months and no wait no, if we're at oh god I forgot how to count it. Like 8 months and a few weeks into pregnancy, that someone could just come around and kill it and it wouldn't be a morally indefensible.
having abortion. I feel like that's very different than legally, because if a cluster of cells in a woman was equivalent to a baby, I
love how like she's implying that a baby's a cluster of cells that like is, if it's not born yet, it's just a cluster of cells. So like the week before it pops out of you, it's still a cluster of cells that needs to die.
Should be able to have tax deductions on that kid. I should be able to have child care from the government. I should be able to have child support from the father. But since like the clusters of cells is in fact not a baby, I feel like morally you can say whatever, but legally a clusters of cells is not like
so sort
alive.
Of hiding behind the legal positivist position, I think, to shield against the morality here is a problem.
And Tarasu Yamu $2 super chat. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Abortion equals women not taking responsibility. True.
I'll tell you why. Okay. So when it comes to
Wooly, hate the clump of cells argument, bitch. You're a clump of cells. True.
First of all, don't threaten me with a good time. I'm perfectly happy to have people pay paternity for children that are currently in utero. Like that's fine with me. In fact, I think that'd be quite good. I think it would incentivize fathers to stay with the mothers and actually be more responsible. But if we're talking about legal status, there are plenty of people in the United States, for example, who don't have legal status right now, who don't have a social security card, for example, in the United States.
Yeah, that means you're saying illegals don't deserve life. Based. Based.
You can't kill them. They're legal immigrants. We shouldn't murder them. There are lots of people in the legal status does not, in fact, equate to moral status in any sense of the term. I mean,
which means, yeah. So it's not moral having legals here, unvetted, without any kind of. I know I'm getting ahead of the topics, but yeah, he said legal does not equal moral, which means, yeah, illegals being here is not moral. Not saying they should die. I'm just saying, yeah, it's not moral for them to come here in droves without being legal and adhering to our customs.
Children can't vote and don't actually have control over any of their decision making, right? I have 4 kids of my own and I control their decision making because they're very small. Okay, that doesn't mean that I get to kill them. So the idea of legal status, thus being the basis of a moral status, is putting the cart before the horse. The truth is that it's because things have a moral status that we give them a legal status, and obviously you can see that state by state, right? For example, even in the state of California, they had something called Lacey's Law for a while. I think it's still applicable, where if
Sandfactor, the unborn victims of violence. President Bush said that those who commit crimes and thereby cause the death of or bodily injury to a child who is in utero shall be guilty of
somebody killed a pregnant woman, that could be treated as a double homicide in criminal law. Okay, that sort of stuff applies all over the United States. So using the legal as a substitute to sort of evade the moral question ignores the fact that people make law in the states based on what their moral perception of the issue is. The law follows the moral perception, not the other way around.
Yes, I agree, but I think there is a problem with the moral perception, especially when you consider that morality varies all across America. It's not uniform anywhere.
This simp ass nigga.
Especially when you consider that morality varies all across America.
Jack Diamond, we should abort illegal aliens. Okay, probably.
It's not uniform.
Wait. I just want to get everything she says plus his dumbass response.
The law follows the moral perception, not the other way around.
Yes, I agree, but I think there is a problem with the moral perception, especially when you consider that morality varies all across America. It's not uniform.
No, it doesn't. What the fuck you talking about? Huh? But morality is subjective. You one of these cringe motherfuckers. I'm like, yeah, the type of people who get their morality from Marvel films. Current Marvel films. Well, sometimes like the villain is right. Sometimes, like, maybe Thanos was right to snap people out of existence. Like, bro, man, Killmonger had a fucking point, bro.
Anywhere. And that's a big problem, especially.
Also, your hat is stupid.
You see in the South when they're having like 6-week abortion bans, which is detrimental to women's health. Because as we see in Georgia right now, there were 2 women who were pregnant who went to a hospital, get health care, and they were denied that care because there was confusion surrounding abortion laws. That's why I focus more so on.
Wait a minute, is that Big South about that same bitch?
Having like 6-week abortion bans, which is detrimental to women's health. Because as we see in Georgia right now, there were 2 women who were pregnant who went to a hospital, get health care, and they were denied that care because.
I guess she's not talking about that other that bitch who was on Oprah. Well, her mother was on Oprah. And when, yeah, like, if y'all, I think some of y'all were there for that stream. When I watched like the Kamala Oprah thing, and they had the mother of the chick who died from an abortion, and yeah, that's what she died. And I want to make it clear because they act like she died from lack of abortion care. No, she died from an abortion. They couldn't do it. She couldn't get it done on site, so they gave her some pills to get which means there were different avenues of abortion for her to partake in, which means her rights were completely upheld. And she took the pills to get that shit aborted. And then she died from it. Further solidifying the argument that abortion might not be that great. Like and hospital negligence. Hospital negligence and an abortion killed her. Not the lack of abortion health care. Yeah, they went on there and they put on the crocodile tears and lied their asses off while like putting out the whole story, acting like you so fucking stupid that you can't read between the lines and be like, oh, that's right, she died because of the hospital. They gave her what she wanted. Not exactly what she wanted because I forgot the fuck. Like, yeah, they gave her an avenue to abort the kid, which means she got what she wanted. She just happened to go, the ship happened to go down with the crew. That's what, it's not funny, but it is.
Confusion surrounding abortion laws. That's why I focus more so on the legality aspect of it, because that's something that's uniform. That's something that could be known.
It isn't uniform though, right? I mean, it does vary state to state. I mean, as you yourself just acknowledged.
True, yes.
So, you know, when it comes to sort of we can get into the specifics of those particular Georgia cases. One of them particularly has been relatively badly covered. It's about a woman who took basically both doses of the abortion medication. She took it without the supervision of a doctor. She then experienced essentially sepsis, and she went to the hospital.
Victoria Colby, she aborted herself. Well, I hate to laugh, all right? But like, if we don't laugh, we'll cry. That's number one. And number two, and you know, this is more to blame on the family, because they're the ones who are trying to milk this situation instead of mourning her and suing the goddamn hospital. They'd rather go on fucking Oprah and be like, "Oh, Donald Trump is gonna kill black women." Get the fuck out of here, Jack Diamond. That's terrible, J.A. That's like I said, that's what she wanted. Like, who knew taking poisons to kill a living thing would also kill the living thing carrying that living thing? Like, it's not funny, but it's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny.
And under no interpretation, by this point, she had twins. Both of the fetuses were unfortunately dead by this point, so there actually was no legal problem with performing a DNC at that time, and the hospital misinterpreted the law. You know, but without getting into more details about that particular case, the real question when it comes to abortion was, and always will be, how we weigh two separate considerations. One is the moral value of the life of the fetus, and the second is the woman's right to choose. The problem is that these are sort of mutually exclusive, meaning that I don't have a right to choose about your life, right? About whether I get to kill you or not, or about the children that I have who are already born. And so the right to choose is obviated by the acknowledgement of a moral status on the part of the child, and vice versa, right? If you're willing to say that
Oh, singing cake. I mean, abortions kill way more black people than the police do. Just saying, abortion pills are super dangerous. Yeah, I think that's always the thing I wondered about abortion pills. It's like, Dan, how the fuck do you take that shit without killing yourself in the process? That's always been fucking weird.
Child has no moral status whatever, then there really is no problem with abortion. The big moral problem I have with the sort of Kamala Harris position and the position that I have. Sorry.
Nah, you can't get doubles. Like, isn't that the motherfucker real? Just up there?
I think I got the.
Let the black guy get it. Let him get it, white man. See, that's the moment where he knew he would say nigger one day. He's about. That's when he knew. That's when he knew. Luke's television review. Lucas Geis, $10 super chat. Ben follows the rule of follows the rule well of if your opponent is defeating their own argument, let them keep talking. The gray sweatshirt chick you'll get to is a good example. Oh yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. The trans dude.
I got the judges over here.
All right.
Hey, nice to meet you, man.
Jerome Pickles, sit down, white man.
See you again later, dude. All right.
Yeah, he didn't like that.
Hey, appreciate you being
Let's keep in mind, the white guy, the floppy hair, blonde white, is the N-word dude.
here and having.
His name's Cam. Cam, who named you, brother?
Let's say that just hypothetically, right? Baby's born.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, mama can't feed the baby. She's not breastfeeding. Baby dies. Morally, do you feel like that would be better than if the baby would have just been like aborted before it was born?
I mean, she could easily give it up for adoption so someone can feed it. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Man, I wish he had a buzzer so he could buzz people the fuck out. Man, get your stupid ass. That's why we have policies where you can leave a baby outside a firehouse or a hospital, motherfucker, so they can do it. And why the fuck you getting impregnated if you ain't got no money? Condoms are cheap. But babies, that shit's expensive for 18 years. Fuck out of here. Like, get your fucking... You're adopted by a white family named ass. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I'm not sure that there's any... I mean, I think that it's significantly worse to purposefully kill a child rather than accidentally or through circumstances kill a child.
Not accidentally, right?
Okay, so they're both purposeful deaths then. The one is just as irresponsible than the other. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Not accidentally, right? She cannot.
She didn't purposefully kill the child.
She can't afford it, right?
I mean,
she can't afford to have the baby, and
so you do agree that that's just as indefensible as abortion. That they're both purposeful murder of a child. Bye, nigga.
You're saying that Kamala Harris is extreme, but your stance is that women are being forced to have children, even if...
Yeah, see, he did the thing again. Yeah, I'm hearing a bunch of bullshit.
They decide that for whatever reason. I don't care. I don't care.
Why don't you?
Of course, I know you don't care, motherfucker.
Why don't you care?
But here's the thing about, like, pro-choice men. They're way scummier and way more... Because they have a vested interest in kids being killed. And like, they can go out and fuck whoever the fuck they want, impregnate some bitch, and because of the policies that they support, chill without a second thought, get it aborted, and then, crisis aborted for him. They have a vested interest in this shit. I don't trust no nigga who's like, yeah, I love abortion. I love it. I love it. It's great. I hate, no. I don't trust you, motherfucker. A dude who's like completely pro-choice, no pro-life leanings, like no like thought about the other side. No.
You give me a very
because it's not
example?
between me. Because it is not between me.
Right, but
it is between that mom.
Also, who aborted your hairline?
Her health, her relationship with whoever she believes in. It is not on me.
Here's sort of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're extrapolating from a very emotionally laden example
sure.
to everything. And I'm wondering how you're doing that. So you give me a case in which you have a woman...
Blue River, loves abortion, hates condoms. Exactly.
Who, for whatever reason, literally cannot feed her child. For some reason, adoption's not available. There are no food stamps. There's literally nothing. She's in a desert by herself. And is that abortion equivalent to a woman who decides to, because she doesn't want the baby for economic reasons or because it's going to crimp her lifestyle, like whatever. You said you don't care about the reason at all. That's your words, not mine. So she's 15 weeks pregnant. She wants to kill it. That's the same? Why?
You're asking me why it's the same. I'm asking you why isn't it the same? Why is a baby who
I think it's pretty self-evidently the same, not the same.
Can't be born say that if she doesn't want that, if she says that I can't economically afford this child, that's like somebody going and saying I can't economically afford this car, and the car salesperson.
I would have just said, like, flat out, just said, like, yeah, like someone said in chat, like, Ben's letting people hang themselves, which is true. But as soon as he said that shit, I was like, okay, well, I'm glad we both agree that murdering children is wrong. Bye. Bye.
Still taking them on a test drive. Like, what's the point if they've already told you that they are not going to be able to economically afford it unless you give them, like you said, okay, what about abortion? Well, there's how many people in foster care that aren't being adopted right now today? All right,
should we kill them or what?
I'm not saying we should kill them. I'm just saying that
we should have killed them. I mean, past tense by a doctor. Also, his face is killing me. Oh, I'm gonna cap that. Let me see if I can cap that. Neem, $5 super chat. All you got to do is exercise self-control and not treat sex like it's a handshake, and you'll reduce the number of abortions. No sideburn having ass.
At least until
would have been better
all
if they were dead.
Those people. You tell me.
No, you tell me. You're the one who's
If
suggesting
those
there's
people-
that's a matter of moral apathy, whether those kids were born or not. I don't think so.
So if kids are in foster care and not being treated well, they're being abused. They're not being fed.
That is a
they're
horrific problem, yes.
They're being locked. The fridge is being locked, and they're told they can't go get it because there are people who are only in it.
So you're saying they're better off dead
because they're getting a check.
Instead of getting instead of like us defending their honor and improving their lives, and getting them help and getting them out of abusive situations. Because you can say it about any kid with parents. Well, they're being abused, they're being this. So any kid with fucking parents being abused needs to die too, right? Like, you can say that for about any fucking kid. Like, there's kids all over the place, parents or no parents, being abused right now. But I bet you if we had put out the argument that kids should not be brought here illegally because it's dangerous to trek back and forth through dangerous conditions, and there's like the risk of them being trafficked. If we said some shit about like, oh well, they shouldn't come here because like there's a great risk of them getting here, because there's a great risk of them getting here through that process, then suddenly like, oh well, so should illegal children be aborted too? Because their parents one day might stupidly try to bring them across the border, despite all the dangers that comes with that. There's a lot of kids who, according to this nigga, should die because their circumstances ain't right. That means every black kid should die because every black kid is fucking oppressed. Black kid is oppressed in America, so they should all die too, right? They should all. Every kid should die. I don't like it. Why don't y'all just say y'all don't like kids and end it? Why don't y'all just say y'all don't like kids and just fucking end it? Andres 500 ARS. I miss you, girl. Let's throw in orbit all the woke people while Batwoman. I'm a woman song goes on like a chant in the background. Thank you, Andres. Ashley Victoria, $5 super chat. Thank you for your content, especially your Barbie rant video. I've been watching it on repeat and giggle every time. What are you saying, Greta? Thank you.
You're saying that is morally
superior to killing?
I hope that he throws all that shit out there.
Before they're born. So
Yes.
You're saying that torturing a human being who's born, like they're a real life
No, I'm
human
not the one
today.
in favor of torture. You're the one in favor of unborn people being killed.
If the only way you survive is food and water, and you rely on someone else to provide that to you, and they're not providing it to you, what would you call that?
I'm confused by.
I know you are, because your
I
argument contradicts itself.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, the argument that you're making is that a born child deprived of food and water never should have been born.
No,
I don't see why that follows.
That's not.
Like, we shouldn't kill kids slowly. We should kill them swiftly, and we should kill them quickly. Like, this shit, like, their arguments could be really, like, you could poke holes through them very quickly. I find myself doing it all the time. So what you're saying is we shouldn't kill kids slowly, we should kill them quickly. Yeah, you're a good help. You're a credit to your race, and get the fuck out of here. George Moore, $3 super chat. American education, everybody. Oh shit.
Not my argument. My argument.
Where's oh, is this the trans dude coming up? Oh, thank God. Here we go.
Wow, okay, we're gonna take this chair. Look at that.
God. Just the fanfare. Oh, her clit isn't touching anything. Oh. Like, what the fuck are we? She's scissoring a chair. Oh.
Wow, okay, we're gonna take this chair. Look at that.
Hey, Ben.
Like a bro, my friend. All right.
How's it going?
Let's break open
So, first
beer or
question,
something.
can men get pregnant?
Men cannot get pregnant.
Okay, awesome. So,
Definitionally.
definitionally, okay. Do men experience SA? Sexual assault?
Sure.
Got it. What about the existence of trans men?
What about the existence? Do you mean women who believe that they are men? What are we talking about here? Women experiencing gender dysphoria?
So my other question is, do you benefit from white supremacy in any way, shape, or form?
No, because I'm a Jew. End of conversation. You see the fucking yarmulke in my head? No. Nigga? I'm a whole ass Jew out here.
I'm gonna need more specifics on what.
Just say you're Jewish. Like, fucking stop. Stop trying to fucking entertain these motherfuckers. Like, no, I'm Jewish. All those Jewish white supremacists. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's some out there.
What do you mean by white
Well, here,
supremacy?
let me give it to you then.
Sure, please.
So I'm a transgender man.
Okay.
I've experienced
Nigga, like, you're not a man because you can slam a chair on the ground.
rights affect me directly.
No, you're a woman and abortion rights affect you directly.
So if we're talking about the American dream that you live, why don't I have access to that? Because there's no
Because you chose to pretend you have a dick and balls when you don't. Mars, $5 super chat. They say being poor is a worse fate than death, yet support policies pushing high taxes and mass immigration. True. But see, these are motherfuckers who are not poor. They're like, keep that shit in mind. These are not poor people. These are the people who have their lives like paid for already. They've never been poor. They've probably never been poor in their life. Get the fuck, yeah, just no. These ain't the broke people. Hang on, let me rewind this a bit.
About the American dream that you live.
So,
why don't I have access to that? Because
yeah, you know why you're asking that? It's because you've been a man for like, I think I've heard person's been like been a trans man for like 20 years. Yeah, you've been LARPing as a man for 20 fucking years, and those patriarchy points didn't kick in. That's why you're still asking the same dumbass question. Is you have this very delusional, which is natural, because you think you're a guy, but you have this really delusional view on what comes with gender and what comes with race and all that shit. And you think because you became a man, everything was supposed to be good. And you became, no, more importantly, you became a white man. And that everything was going to be cool. You're going to have a bunch of big titty bitches and a pool, chilling. You were going to be rich. None of those fucking things happen. So now you're still asking the same goddamn fucking question you asked when you were a butch lesbian. Now you're still a butch lesbian, but you know. But yeah, that's because you have a very childish view of what life is. You thought your life was going to change completely, becoming a man. When you really just like a confused, sad, weird woman who based her entire personality, her entire persona as a man on a bully character from an ABC Family show. Hey, bro, I'm sitting in my chair backwards, bro. Like, what the fuck even was that? This is the shit. Like, you want to go straight up like turf on these motherfuckers because it's just like, this is so cringe. It's just so cringe. The performance, because if it was just about like, I'm talking with people like this too. Because with other people, yeah, it's just about gender dysphoria and they're trying to alleviate gender dysphoria. That's it, and that's it. They're trying to live their lives like normal. But with motherfuckers like this, they expect some kind of reward for this. They do it for, they have an interest in it that has nothing to do with gender dysphoria. Nothing. It's all about getting like locking, like you're getting like, it's like when you mod a video game. You expect if you put in like a little cheat code, everything opens up and everything gets easier. Like, no, bitch. No, it's not how that works at all. Hang on, Devil King $2 super chat. I wonder if she has signed up for selective service. No. Oh my God, Arin Terisu Yamu. I'm gonna just say Yamu from now on. $5 super chat. What's sad is that these folks are the most catered and pandered group of people, and seeing this proves how unhappy they are. But anyway, let me get back to, thank you, and let me get back to my point. These motherfuckers, like people like the activist, overly aggressive motherfuckers like this has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with gender dysphoria, and everything to do with like societal cheat codes. That's all it has. That's it. That's it. Whether it be like their love life, like jobs, society, in general, like whatever. It ain't got nothing to do with alleviating nothing, because they still unhappy. They still mad for nothing. I'll say something else. What the fuck was it? Oh, like that's why you see people like, well, formerly Riley Dennis. Riley Dennis has like been missing, apart from that little scandal with him and playing soccer with women. But yeah, it's when he used to make those fucking videos about like not dating trans people is transphobic. Yeah, because that's what you're in it for. You in it to fuck women because they wouldn't fuck you as a man. That's why you in this shit. You're not in this because your gender dysphoria needs to be helped. You're in it so you can get whatever you want out of life. But and for some reason, that's just not how it works. This was just about you alleviating your mental issue. You would not be here trying to intimidate a motherfucker by slamming a chair on the ground. And that's the thing, most men don't fuck. She thinks this is how men act. That's what's pathetic about this shit. You think this is how niggas act. You think this shit is fucking normal. Has you ever see, that's why how you know she was a lesbian. Because any straight woman would fucking tell you that shit. No, that's an immediate turn off. That's an immediate, go fuck yourself. What the fuck you think you doing? Get the fuck out of here. The women would avoid you. Acting like that. Fuck you. Anyway, Luke's television review. Lucas, guys, $10 super chat. This is what happens when they tell the mentally ill they're just being oppressed and it's not their fault. True. Jack Diamond, the J can smell blood in the water miles away. Once the scent is picked up, she goes into a blood frenzy and a ferocious rant. True. Because, this is Athala, the performative masculinity, still can't hide her misery. Yeah, that's basically it. She got that saggy, sad basset hound face. Come on, bro. And like I said, that's what fucking kills me. It's if you were a straight man, you would be shunned by everybody. Everybody, because you throw the trans flag out there every now and then. People take pity. And that's the thing. People don't think you're cool. People pity you. And they're afraid of you. Low key. Now, you're a trans man, so they're not that afraid of you. But it's a type of fear, if this motherfucker starts talking shit, my ass is probably gonna be out of a job, shunned by other people, so I gotta keep my mouth shut and pretend that I'm cool with this motherfucker. Because you see how you fucking act. You see how you fucking act? See, I'm ranting because her aura is dog shit. I don't I have strong reactions to people I don't like. To bad vibes.
There's no legislation, in the history of America, that legislates a man's body, so why does mine have to be?
Yeah, you look like you're a chick. Stop playing. Your shoulders, you don't even have shoulders. Why am I oh my God. I don't even feel like listening to what the fuck you have to say.
What in the history?
Oh yeah, and who this person? Because if you have a social media, oh, I am scouting that shit. I'm gonna look all up and down your shit. Hang on.
That you're making.
What's your social media, sweetie?
Well, okay, we're gonna.
And it's a terrible idea to put people's social media handles in these types of videos, especially when you know they're gonna say something stupid.
Take this chair.
It's not a good idea.
Hey, Ben.
Like a bro.
Shane, of course, his name is Shane. Oh my God, Shane. Where are you, Shane? She has an Instagram. Let's take a look. Transparency, the journey of a transgender trailblazer in advocacy, transmasculine activism, 10K followers. It looks like this smug. Oh, look at this, the smug asshole that they have a podcast. I love that Facetune photo, by the way. That is some Facetune shit. Hang on, hold up. If that ain't some fake, look at how fake that is. That's the AI generated shit. I use Craya too, Shane. Craya is this is so bad. This is so whack. Out here looking like a young Josh Peck. That is AI, bro. Hang on, because here's what I enhanced a screen cap from the stream through like an AI upscaler. Hang on a second. I'm gonna show y'all. Yeah, that's some Facetune shit. And yeah, you don't look like that. even with the Facetune. Even with the upscaler, you don't look like that. Oh, where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, look, you can go back and forth between, you don't. Yeah, so if I went through an upscaler and you look older, you must have really like photoshopped your face. Look at this shit. And what's the point of being a man if you just make yourself look soft? See, but that's the thing. You're not a man, you're a chick. So you made yourself look smoother. Because chicks always do that. Because you a woman. And you made yourself look more muscular. That's fucking hilarious. The chest is all puffed up. The chest is puffed up. The face tuning. Yeah, you a chick. This is what chicks do. Chicks do this. I think I might take a look at this one day. Jesus, this is so fucking embarrassing. Seth Brown, love you. You rock, JL. Thank you. But yeah, that Facetune shit, that's something women do. Like, he's still got women traits. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's get out of here. I might look at all these social medias individually. Probably not tonight, but I will one day.
Friend? All right.
How's it going?
Let's break open
So, first question, can men get pregnant?
Men cannot get pregnant.
Okay, awesome.
Because, I wouldn't be clowning her like this if she wasn't such a fucking asshole. Like, the dude with the hat earlier, yeah, he was coming off nice, reasonable. Like, you get what you put out there. You get back what you put out. You want to act fucking aggressive and try to fucking intimidate people because you got a chip on your fucking shoulder. If you were a man, you would have gotten knocked the fuck out a long time ago. Be glad that you were born a woman. Be proud of that shit. Because that means not in any universe apart from the Western world will you be knocked the fuck out just for acting funny. It's not socially acceptable to go after you as a woman or as a trans man or a trans person. As a woman or a trans man, it's not socially acceptable to square up with you, which is the only reason why you do this shit in the first place. Because you a bitch. Because you a punk ass bitch. I can't stand that shit. Because you know, if it came down to it, people can't hit you. for acting like a piece of shit. That's the only reason you do this shit. Because you know you can get away with it. Fuck you. With your fucking face-tuned ass photos.
So,
definitionally.
Definitionally, okay. Do men experience...
And that put on voice on top of that.
Essay. Sexual assault.
Oh, wait, is Caesar Augustus, men talk with the understanding of potential violence. She's a woman and still knows it. Yeah, smug as fuck. Smug as fuck. But see, now you want to be a man, so now you look like a fucking dude bro asshole. But because you're a trans man, you won't come under the consequences of a dude bro asshole.
Sure.
And don't act like Ben Shapiro still can't whoop your ass. Just because he's like under 6 feet and Jewish don't mean he can't whoop your ass still. He could still Ike Turner your ass. Easy. Just saying.
What about the existence of trans men?
What about the existence? Do you mean women who believe that they are men? What are we talking about here? Women experiencing gender dysphoria?
So my other question is, do you benefit from...
Yeah, just went right on past that because you can't argue shit.
Supremacy in any way, shape, or form?
I'm going to need more specifics on what you mean by white
Well, here,
supremacy.
let me give it to you then.
Sure, please.
So I'm a transgender man.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and slam that fucking chair like you run shit. Fuck you. I keep going off because I don't like this vibe. And what kills me. It's a fucking performance, 100%. You don't act like this. I'm sure you didn't act like this when you were a fucking woman. And if you did, like, oh, fuck you. You just dog shit in your soul in general. But like I said, I know damn well you didn't act like this as a fucking woman. So, keep it down a few fucking notches. Because like I said before, as a man, you be knocked the fuck out. Just for annoying people like this.
Experienced essay.
Okay.
And abortion rights affect me directly.
Because you're a woman.
So, if we're talking about the American dream that you live, why don't I have access to that?
Because you're a piece of shit who likes to intimidate people during a conversation. And like I said before, you thought that being a man would unlock so many opportunities for you, and it fucking didn't. Oh, wah. Oh, wah. Oh, wah. Life didn't. Oh, those white male points that you thought existed didn't kick in. Oh, wah. Hey, maybe if you vote for Trump, maybe they'll kick in then. Maybe they'll kick in then. I don't know. Maybe vote Republican because apparently that's what it takes to be white and successful, because that's how that works.
There's no legislation, in the history of America, that legislates a man's body. So why does mine have to be legislated?
There is. It's called the fucking draft, and you wouldn't be drafted anyway because you're a woman. You wouldn't be drafted. No, you also wouldn't be drafted because of your mental disability. But wah.
I've got a vagina.
I'm not.
Yeah, I figured that because you were born a woman, bro.
What your genitalia are?
Clearly, you are. I mean, it's all over everything you make, buddy. I'm sorry. I hate to say it to you, but
I think you can read on my face that I radically am not. I think you can read on my face that I radically am not. When we're talking about abortion,
no, I don't. I mean, you can present it here, but in most of the content that
and I can read on your face that you're about 3 days away from a rope. Like I said, I don't feel bad about fucking. I don't feel, like I said, don't piss me off. That's all I'm saying. Don't act like this, because I will read your ass. I will read you. Like, don't fucking act like that. Don't act physically intimidating when you're having a fucking conversation with somebody. Who the fuck do you think you are? Ew! Ew!
You attack my community constantly, and you don't even realize guys like me exist who actually share.
No, we know you exist. That's why he says shit about your community. That you just contradicted yourself.
I face that I radically am not. When we're talking about abortion,
No, I don't. I mean, you can present it here, but in most of the content that you have, you attack my community constantly, and you don't even realize guys like me exist.
You said he attacked your community and then said he didn't know you existed. What are you saying? What you trying to say, Rosie O'Donnell? What are you trying to say? What are you saying, Rosie?
Who actually share a lot of similarities to you and everything, because I'm a married man of 20 years.
You're a married lesbian of 20 years. Stop it.
Recognize that you exist. I disagree with your
Right,
claim
so
that you
if
are a
I
male.
was sexually assaulted, right, and I didn't have access to that abortion care, do you believe that I should have carried that child to term because
What does
I
this
was
have to-
sexually assaulted?
I mean,
No, I just want to make sure that that's what you believe. Because as a transgender man, I have seen your side of the entire political debate, never ever having the conversation of what an American freedom is. Because why am I not allowed to live my American freedom as a man?
You are. In fact, now you have even extra privileges because you're a woman who can't get knocked the fuck out for acting the way you're acting right now. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm just looking at some emails. This motherfucker this mouth farting. I'm over it. I'm over it already. If that serial killer dude with the glasses isn't next, I'm fast forwarding to that guy.
You're really moving around terminology very wildly here,
And so are you, because that's the tactics you play in your game. And you've done it the entire time. You've jumped from one subject to the next. You speak so fast, and
you speak so fast, I can't. Maybe all that testosterone is making you dumber. You can't keep up. Maybe stop pumping unnatural hormones into your body. I'm not saying men are dumber or anything, but like, if you know, maybe maybe you think men are dumb, so you're playing dumb in a conversation. I mean, maybe that's a part of the act, the performance. The Oscar-winning performance you're putting on right now. JP, $5 super chat. She claims to be a man, says abortion affects her, and claims there are no laws that affect a man's body. How come there are no effect? Like, yeah, but you're a man, and you're like, yeah, this is what I'm saying. But Ben is just like, he's so like, I understand why, like, but he's so like, wait, what the fuck? Like, he's so like bewildered by this idiot that he's just like staring at, like, yeah, because that's all you could do with this type of person, like, just stare. Just point and stare. Boo this nigga! Boo! Just a girl, $4.99 super chat. Ben is actually a lot stronger than he looks. Look up him flexing sometimes. Dude's got muscles on him. I'll take your word for it. The Skull Monkey Media. What testosterone, Jay? True. Luke's television review, $10 super chat. Legislation affecting men. The draft, child support, disadvantages in the court, and divorce court hearings, disadvantage in sexual assault hearings, etc. She sounds like an abusive partner. That's because she probably is. Lesbian relationships, remember. She probably done beat the fuck out of her wife a couple times. Come on, babe, you gotta let me punch you in the face. This is what being a man's about. I gotta trip you down the stairs. I gotta feel like a real man. Could you please lick my mastectomy scars tonight? Like, is that women going after you like this? You've just been a nice person. Why you gotta make me do this, you fat, miserable fuck?
You have it in your face.
What the fuck are you even talking? Like, who's clapping for this shit? You fucking losers.
I mean,
because I'm sick and tired of the shit that you have put against my community, especially black trans women. Because you're
not black, so, and like the actual black trans woman said, if you're not a part of that demographic, then you shouldn't be speaking for them or like commenting on their lives. So shut up.
Constantly disregard all of our needs and then use us politically as a pawn when we're 1% of the population. Why not focus on the economy itself? All of us.
He does. Why do you think he doesn't want to vote for Kamala? Why don't you focus on the economy? You're not focusing on it either if you're voting for Kamala. So, like, this is just mouth farting because he thinks this is how men resolve problems. They just yell in people's fucking faces. And like intimidate people and then like sit in a backwards chair like a fucking douchebag. Like, what the fuck are you? A singing cake, lol, just scold Ben while saying nothing. He's so, like, he's not even intimidated. He's confused. He doesn't know what the fuck he's looking at, what he's listening to. He's just like, wait, what? Huh? Like, you think you hurting this nigga? Well, he's just confused. He's gonna go right back to his channel and get more subs off this shit because you're an idiot.
Are struggling, and you want to focus on trans people. You want to focus
because you are a part of this country and you live here, and for some fucking reason, your issues are being overrepresented over everyone else's. I mean, well, not trans men, maybe trans women, but not yours.
on a black woman when this is clearly a glass cliff situation. America's falling apart, and let's give it a woman right when it's all falling apart when we'd had
yeah, what are you talking about?
What, 50 men run it and it looks like shit? Look.
So, but you're a man though. You're a man, remember? You don't want to take responsibility for your own bullshit? If males are just ruin shit, then it means you do too. You right there with him, motherfucker. You right there. And by the way, by looking at the way you handle yourself in conversations, I can see you fuck up a lot of shit. Nobody likes you. Go away.
Look at where we're at.
Look at where we're at, bro. If a woman had been, for one thing, wait a minute. He said we need to put a woman in charge because everything's fucked up. She is in charge, and everything's fucked up. She been in charge. What the fuck you talking about? She been in charge for over 3.5 fucking years, and everything's fucked up. What you talking about? And you the type of motherfucker who put her here. So what you talking about? Huh? Fucking up what? What are you talking about? And how are we gonna talk about? Oh, so basically you're criticizing because let's unpack what the hell he's trying to say. Okay, white men ruin everything. Okay, that's your words. So the guy you voted in office to begin with, the one you fought for, like I know that you ferociously fought for this motherfucker based on a single issue, individual issues, like abortion, trans rights. You voted for Biden based on that. I already know you did. Shut the fuck up. Yes, you did. You voted for him based on that. You voted for him based on that. You voted for the white man. You did. You dumb bitch. You voted for him. And he in there, he fucked everything up. So that's your fucking fault. You as a white man, because you think you're a man, voted for the white man who fucked everything up with the black woman. You voted for it. You voted for it. And as a white man, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe they do ruin everything because you are a white man who voted for the person who ruined everything. So yeah, you know what? You're right. You basically dragged yourself. You dragged it, but that's the thing. These motherfuckers, these fucking activist type trans people, they all hate themselves. They all do. You dragging yourself. You had no. Oh my god, just exhausting you are.
Truly, where do you think that we're heading?
Like, you fucking voted for that shit.
I mean, it's so funny to watch white supremacy just fall apart the way that it is, and you ride so hard. Because guess what? In other countries around the world, women are not having children. And why is it? Because of the patriarchy and all the violence that...
It's a fucking idiot!
Men perpetuate, and all of this idea that abortion is somehow going to solve it all by forcing women to have abortion instead of focusing on the real problems that we're facing.
Wait, I thought he didn't want women to have abortions. What are you talking about now? Rough. It's okay, Jay. I also hate themselves. Like, what is he on about? He's all over the fuck. Sorry, not he. She.
Facing in our society. We're just going to completely ignore that.
That's one of the reasons why I don't subscribe to the whole pronoun thing. At least when it comes to people like this, right? Because they need to take responsibility for their actions. Because they, like I said before, they just swip and swap different genders because they think it's like testing out bad batteries to find one that'll charge up your remote well enough. Like, no, not that one. 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 This is why I don't subscribe to that pronoun shit. Number one, like, y'all only, some of y'all activist types only subscribe to this shit because you think you're gonna unlock some kind of cheat code with the gender you are identifying as. You don't take the shit seriously because it's not about your mental health. It's about fucking with other people. Wolfsbane, $2 super chat. Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. True. Athal, I have anger issues, so I must be a man. Jack Diamond, I can't win. Time to wait. Shit. Jack Diamond, I can't win. Time to move the goalposts and change the topic for no reason. I love how he was calling him out for changing the topic and talking really fast when that's exactly what the fuck she's doing. Nalita, aka Sarah, $20 super chat. I fell asleep early in the stream waiting for dinner. Now I have to catch up. Anyway, I loved you, Jay. So great to behold you on stream again. Thank you.
And we're just going to go, you know what? The line item is, let's make women have babies so that we can continue this capitalistic society that.
What the fuck? We got to keep the capitalistic society going. I think you're just mad because you can't impregnate your wife. That's what it is. You're fucking mad. You jealous. You jealous, nigga. You jealous. You mad because you can't, because yeah, you can get pregnant, but see, that's not the manly thing to do. Because we already see how you like to posture like a man. Because this is how you think men act. So you want all the man shit. You want the dick. You want the ability to impregnate. You want all that shit. You want the broness. You want people to see you as a total, like a complete dude. And you mad. You fuck. It ain't about no capitalist. Because see, I know how toxic women, like, you know, like the feminist shit, how toxic women like to hurl shit, like how they express jealousy. Because they can't do it straight up. They got to do it sly and slick. So they do it through like activism. They say women are being oppressed because because they're being forced to be attractive and be this, and we don't need titties and video games. When it's really like, I don't like this because it makes me feel bad about my life and how I look. But see, they can't say that because that's not what good women do. That's their metric. They can't do that's not what nice women are supposed to do. They're not supposed to be jealous and show jealousy and act like a human being and get over their problems, because that means they would have a flaw, and women don't have flaws. That's not a thing. So instead of making it some kind of social issue, hot women, instead of just saying hot women intimidate me, I gotta go to the gym and going and like going internal and fixing that shit. It's like, oh no, women are oppressed because they're hot. You're not fucking fool. And say women are oppressed because they can have babies. No, nigga, you're mad because you can't give your wife babies. That's what it is. Because you're still a fucking woman, and you still handle emotional issues and trauma like a fucking woman. Oh, this is the capitalistic society. Fuck you.
Why are we doing that?
You're just mad because you can't impregnate your fucking wife. That's what it is.
What? I mean, why? Because you want to push white supremacy and because you want to make your check? It does great for you. Meanwhile, people like me have to live with the consequences of all of your rhetoric that you put on a daily basis.
No, you have to live with the consequences of your decisions. If you want to act like a bro, if you want to act like... See, that's the thing. And you're mad because, like I said, you thought being a man would bring you privilege, and it doesn't. People don't... You have the pity of being a trans man. You have the privilege and the societal protection of being a woman. And now you have the isolation and the loneliness and the mistreatment of being a man. You are tragic, my friend. You are fucking tragic. Just relax. You said you've been married for 20 years. I don't know why the fuck you so mad. You mad. You fucking mad. You thought shit was gonna get easy, and it ain't. That's the problem with with these these activist type trans people. Y'all not doing it for the right reasons. And that's why all these the number of trans people is going up, because they're doing it for the wrong fucking reasons. They're doing it for stupid shit.
Basis, and including my entire community and the intersectionalities of Black women, men that experience.
Doodle dude, this is like Elliot Page. Yeah, like that's another one. You're just doing it for activist points, and I think maybe Elliot Page was probably abused as well. Oh, but yeah, this is the activism.
SA, trans people.
Excuse me. The only difference is like Elliot Page, like her wife didn't stay with her ass. She was like, no. I like women. Like, no.
Everyone that comes in. And I'm so sick of the idea that you can come in with this bravado, that you're this big guy that knows things because you can talk fast, you have statistics. But really, what does it really matter at the end of the day if
you have statistics? Oh, I have statistics. It means I have facts. Okay. Like I said, and like the lean-in thing, it's not intimidating. I know you're trying really, really hard, and you want that dopamine hit from doing shit that you think men do. But it's terrible. Stop it.
You are harming the entire American. This guy's been accused of rape. Trump.
But we've already been through that. It was bullshit, and you fucking know it. It was bullshit, and you know it. He's been accused of rape. Like, please get over it. It's over.
In like court documents, and you're backing the guy.
Court doc. He said he didn't vote for him the first time. I mean, maybe the second time he will, but he didn't vote for him the first time.
You have children. How could you do that to your own? Don't you have a daughter? Like,
I don't know why he's not well, yeah, he's got a smirk on his face, but I'd be full on laughing at this motherfucker.
What is wrong with you, dude? I've never seen.
Yeah, well, someone in chat said Ty, he's so jealous of Ben. Yeah, most of these motherfuckers are jealous of oh my god, they're jealous of conservative men because they have families. They got like 7 or 8 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids. Like they're actual men. They move around without feeling shame like he does. Sorry, like she does. And like they're natural born dudes. And they've created families. They got, I don't know how their bank accounts are really looking, but they got money in their bank accounts. They got families, they got houses. And he hates that. Like she fucking hates that shit. I mean, they all do. Like everyone on that side of the fence who were like that rabid, they hate it. They hate because they've been like trying to keep up with that, like that debaucherous. You don't need marriage. Marriage is patriarchal and blah 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 blah. And you can fuck anybody and blah blah blah. OnlyFans, blah, blah, blah. Like they've been trying to keep up with that shit, and it's empty, and they know it. They hate motherfuckers like him. They hate him.
Such a party just completely.
I'm so fucking exhausted by this shit. I don't think I'm gonna skip around. I'm gonna skip past this dude, like Beardy, and go straight to Where's Waldo?
Just like the American idea, what we believe in as a country, is not what you're perpetuating. It's diversity. It's giving you tired, hungry, and poor. The Google phone you have in your pocket is because of all of the diversity we've had.
Shut the fuck! Like even the announcer was like, "Could you shut the fuck up?" Like you could hear it in her fucking voice.
Because of all of the diversity we've had.
Pause. My God.
Pleasure to meet you.
Okay. There's a lot of tension in the room now. Let's stay cordial.
Oh my God. Ugh.
There's a lot of tension in the room now.
Blair's my friend too. Does it mean Blair White?
Let's stay cordial. Let's stay respectful, please. Please.
I think she probably only believes they're friends.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
So let's say that I'm voted out by my friends here.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip. I'm gonna skip around. That was fucking exhausting. I'm gonna get to the end as quickly. Gross.
Good to meet you.
Wait. I want to get that last shot of him. Sorry, her. Oh my god! I want to get that last shot. Like, such a woman face. A woman, like, pretending to be a dude. Like, if you're on, yeah, like the chicks on SNL when they play a dude. This is what, that's what they do. So cringe and embarrassing. I went off so hard on this motherfucker, but that's, like I said, don't be a piece of shit, and you know, you won't get that energy back, you know? Like I said, the only reason she acts like this is because, like I said, she has the societal protection as a woman, and she's trans, and people feel sorry for her for that, so she can't get knocked the fuck out. When you can't get knocked the fuck out, yeah, that's the face you make. That's the face of someone who has never been knocked the fuck out. Like, yeah, she said she was sexually assaulted, but I'm talking about, like, just, you're being you. Like, there's just a moment where you're just being you, and you cannot read the room worth a damn, and then someone just fucking knocks you out because they can't stand you. These are two separate fucking situations. Okay, hang on a second. Blue River 199 super chat. She thought she did something. Ugh.
Let's stay cordial. Let's stay respectful, please. Please, please.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you. So let's say that I'm voted out by my.
Oh, wait, shit, right. Fast forward. We're skipping at least 3 fucking people.
Good to meet you.
Kamala Harris supports the bipartisan border bill that was negotiated by conservative Senator James Lankford and supported by Mitch McConnell. Do you not support that bill? And
I do not support that bill.
So
Luke's television review, $2 super chat. They also view catcalling as sexual assault.
what is your solution then?
I mean, my solution is that this actually ought not be done in a comprehensive fashion. So I have a general critique of the way that we deal with immigration in the country. Instead of trying to solve all problems at once, which is very likely to end in nothing, what you ought to first do is we ought to close the border. And
But
then
the border is closed right now. Do you agree?
The border is certainly not closed.
No, it's not, retard.
What do you mean? There's a small trickle of people coming over. The numbers are similar to the end of the Trump administration, no?
No. During the last 4 months of the Trump administration, there were on average 2,470 illegal crossings at the southern border per day. Since July, the Biden administration has averaged 3,400 illegal crossings per day. Yeah, that's some total bullshit.
Well, now, because of executive order, they have been reduced significantly, but...
Do you not agree that they're the same number as the end of the Trump administration?
Right now, it is on a monthly basis, but that's after letting in 6.5 million illegal immigrants.
So do you think Trump at the end of his administration?
I think that Donald Trump did a better job than Joe Biden. He certainly did not do a perfect job on illegal immigration.
So Joe Biden is matching what Donald Trump is doing right now. So you applaud Joe Biden?
After letting in 6.5 to 11 million illegal immigrants, I don't think you get to fill in that gap by doing like 4 months of good border policy.
Those are border...
During the Biden administration, Border Patrol has encountered 8.4 million immigrants crossing the southern border illegally, with an additional 1.7 million known gotaways. This brings to a total of over 10 million people. So yeah, you just made this guy look stupid.
Encounters. We don't know how many of those people were turned away. We don't know how many of those people are still in this country. But those people make up a...
Yeah, that's what happens when they're illegal, dummy. You don't know how many are in the country. Exactly.
Significant portion of our labor force as well, incling in states like yours, Florida, where they make up like 5%.
So your argument is that it's not happening, and it's good that it is.
It's not happening? What do you mean?
That the illegal immigration pool is not very large, and also it's good that it is large.
I'm saying you guys make up numbers all the time. It's like
That
20, 30 million.
That's not an argument. You guys make up numbers all the time. Make a fucking argument.
That's from the Wall Street Journal. I'm not making up that number.
Well, Donald Trump said he wants to deport 20 million of these guys. What do you think of that?
I mean, I think that if we were going to look at deportations, we obviously ought to tranche that out based on criminal record. We ought to tranche it out based on usefulness to the economy. I think we ought to look at each person individually and determine whether they ought to be deported or not.
So that is probably going to lead to a small trickle of people being kicked out of here. So that's not going to accomplish your goal.
Well, I mean, who said that my goal was to mass deport 20 million people all at once?
So you want 20 million undocumented immigrants to stay in America?
No, no, that is not what I'm saying.
Fucking moron. Like, he's just like every line is like, oh, so you believe this? Oh, so he's a fucking idiot. He's got no points. He just says the exact opposite of what he says. Or like find some kind of like chink in what he's saying and like, oh, see?
I failed to see how you got from, I would like to go through one by one in the same way that we do IRS tax forms for literally every American who pays taxes in the United States, and go through illegal immigrants and determine who ought to stay in the country and who not ought to stay in the country.
So what army is going to go over these 20 million people, and with what resources? Where are you going to detain them? How are you going to get them out of the country?
I mean, you'll detain them and you'll deport them, increase.
How are we supporting them now? Because the same resources we use to get them out of here will be the same resources we have to let them in here. So what resources do we have now to keep them here? Dummy? You fucking dumbass!
Increasing the resources of ICE. The biggest problem.
In fact, it would take more resources keeping them here than to put them out. Because we're talking about housing, you know, all the free housing they've been getting, all the free money they've been getting. This motherfucker, like, yeah, remember my father came to visit us once, right? And he was talking about how there were like illegals in the fucking airport, just being housed in the airport. Now, according to this fucking idiot, that's not happening. Because my father's words were dog shit, even though he's lived in Chicago his whole fucking life and knows when something's off with his city. Apparently, my father's just a big fucking liar, according to this idiot.
Nice. Similar to the bill that was rejected by you and...
Well, I mean, you're neglecting the part of the bill that allowed a baseline of 5,000 illegal immigrants border encounters before the executive branch automatically kicked in border enforcement.
So
I've been down
don't
to the
you
border,
agree?
okay? I went down to the border, and let me tell you what I saw at the border, and then we can go. Okay, so
saw with your own eyes.
Not just saw with my own eyes. Talked to the border patrol agents. Okay, the way that the Biden administration was treating the border for the vast majority of their term was to treat a claim of asylum without evidence.
Jack Diamond, I hate these types of people who aren't looking for a proper conversation. Look for his gotchas and misconstruing the conversation. And this is further proof that glasses don't make you smart.
As evidence that the person ought to be given asylum. So the first priority was for Border Patrol to be activated to go to places where Mexican drug cartels were leaving people at the border en masse, and then to process those people and let them into the country within 72 hours. The goal of this for the Mexican drug cartels was to clear large swaths of the border of Border Patrol agents specifically, so that in those unoccupied areas, fentanyl and drugs could then be passed, human trafficking can then be passed in those unoccupied areas.
So you mentioned these cartels. You agree these cartels are profiting off human trafficking, right?
Of course.
So why don't we open up legal means for these people to come in here? Then they don't have to give the cartels money. They're making more money off human trafficking right now because of our...
They can still traffic children coming here legally. Why don't we just make them legal and then they won't be trafficked? What kind of fucking idiocy is that? What kind of fucking idiot? Oh, well, see, they won't think to traffic children because they're legal now. That's not how that fucking works.
Our immigration system doesn't allow more people, and the Republicans do not have a bill to allow more people to come here legally.
I mean, so your answer to illegal immigration is just magically legalize everyone.
No, it's to open up legal paths so these people don't have to leave their livelihood.
So making everyone legal then. Like, stop fucking, like, taking different avenues of saying the exact same fucking thing. G. Chudsama, £2 super chat. This reminds me of the Try Guys. Yeah, he does like one of those idiots. I don't know why I'm calling them idiots. I don't really dislike them that much. Just a reflex at this point because I hate this shit. I hate this video.
Carry a bag and walk through the jungle with their kids.
By the logic that you're using, we could.
Amaranth. Yes, traffickers being legal citizens doesn't mean there's no trafficking. Wait. Was the argument like that we should legalize the traffickers so they don't traffic, or was it like we should legalize the children so they don't get you know what? Fuck it, don't matter, because either fucking argument is retarded. I don't even know why I'm even entertaining that. Either one is retarded.
Absolutely not a thing by simply pretending that murder is now legal.
What?
Your suggestion is not.
And walk through the jungle with their kids.
By the logic that you're using, we could make murder absolutely not a thing by simply pretending that murder is now legal.
What?
Your suggestion is that millions of illegal immigrants ought to just become legal immigrants, and then magically this was
like they're laughing because they can't follow what the fuck he's saying. Like that's just a reaction, painful stimuli.
the entire problem.
We have failed these people. We have
You laugh like a fucking retard because you have nothing of value to say.
ought to just become legal immigrants, and then magically this would solve the entire problem.
We have failed these people. We have benefited tremendously off exploiting these people. You and I, we have benefited from these people working hard. They just want to be here and be a part of our country. I can't think of anything more.
So like, just make them legal, and we magically won't exploit them anymore. That's not how that works either. They can still, they would still work those jobs regardless. Like, what are we saying here?
American than that.
I'm not doubting the willingness of people to come.
Like, yeah, just slogans and shit. Just shut
to the country. I am doubting the incentive structure that draws people to the country with rich array of social benefits that didn't exist.
What is that incentive structure?
That incentive structure is things like Medicaid, things like free schooling.
You think someone's going to leave their home in Venezuela to come here and leech off our Medicaid? These people.
Yes! You think they would come from Venezuela and like, what's your argument here? Because why do you think they come here in the first place? Why do you think like a trove of fucking people who come here illegally? Why the fuck do you think they want to be here? Why would you think? What? Think about it, stupid. Think about it.
People want to work. These people want to live.
They just want to work. That's why they traffic kids. I mean, that's working, right? That's working. That counts as a job.
They're more than welcome to say.
Oh, well, sadly, they would take benefits if they were available to them if they could come out of the shadows, and they would actually pay more.
They have benefits already. Like it's literally being given to them.
Taxes and contribute more to society. Let me ask you, if there's
passionate hands, no worries.
If there's an accident, and let's say your wife's in an accident, a car accident, the only person that witnessed it is an undocumented immigrant. They're not coming forward to be a witness, Ben. Doesn't that trouble you?
This is the reason that I should allow millions and millions.
If you see someone being murdered or killed or whatever, and then you don't speak up because you're undocumented, then your ass shouldn't fucking be here in the first place. If you don't follow the morals of the Western world of this fucking country, get the fuck out. You coward. We don't go for that here. Get your coward ass out of here.
Millions of illegal immigrants into the country is on the off chance that they might be a witness.
It's one reason that these people are being treated as second-class citizens, even though they benefit you and I.
Can I ask a question?
They're second class because they're not citizens. They're being second class. They're not fucking citizens. What you talking about? Of course. Of course. I love how this motherfucker tries to pretend to be bleeding heart, but like once the trafficking argument comes up, he suddenly is not a bleeding heart anymore. Caesar Augustus, yes, we have a massive social safety net. They're going to stay in hotels on taxpayer expenses with free debit cards. Yeah.
What is your standard for whether someone should be allowed into the country?
My standard?
Yes.
What do you mean my standard? Like as far as their education or their ability?
Yes. You're creating immigration policy. Who should be allowed into the country?
I think we should allow a wide variety of people. This country,
everyone.
not every.
What people, you fucking dumbass?
Starts out as a doctor, Ben. Some people start out doing menial tasks.
So everyone. So you have no limits. How about numbers? Do you have any number limit? No numerical limit.
20,000 people die or retire in this country a day. There's only 10,000 births. We need more people.
I agree. That's.
So don't make people fuck more. Or like give them give people who are already here the resources to want to procreate and have kids, like so they can have the facility to afford having children. Just bring in more fucking people and make the job market worse, make property values worse, therefore fucking up the housing market, and that just like completely demolishes the ability to buy a fucking home. Let's make inflation a little higher. Let's make everything harder by bringing motherfuckers here who like only a fraction of them will actually contribute. And let's be real about that. Only a fraction of them actually fucking contribute. Let's just bring them all here, completely unvetted. And like I said, fuck up the economy completely. And our quality of life, so we can fuck even less. So we can fucking procreate even less, because like I said, people are going to feel a lot more hopeless with the economy being shittier. Let's give them like free housing, free money. Oh, that's right. We're already doing that. And let's just let that birth rate go on down even further. And let's be real here. Like, there's not many men and women coming through here. It's mostly like dudes and dudes trafficking kids.
That's why we should all have more babies.
So, okay, well, guess what? People aren't going to have them because you're not incentivizing it. Kamala Harris is with her things like $6,000 child tax credit. Meanwhile,
Look at his face. How is that going to encourage people to fuck more, my dude? I mean, I know you don't know anything about fucking. I know you don't. But how does, as long as we get a tax credit, Vice President has been to give parents $6,000 and spend child tax credit for the first year of a child's life, which is going to do jack shit. If, like I said, the housing market's fucked up, if bacon still costs like $20 a pack, and if eggs cost like $7 a pack, and a little dinky ass $6,000 tax credit ain't gonna do shit.
you guys are just trying to cause more problems and make it harder for people to raise families.
Okay, as a person with 4 children, I can promise you I have a very, very strong incentive structure in allowing people to have more kids and incentivizing people to have more kids. I wish that government benefits were more effective in doing this. They simply have not been in particular areas of Europe. There's a different argument than the illegal immigration argument. When we're talking about illegal immigration, you seem to be making
we need more kids, so let's bring in a bunch of fucking adults trafficking kids.
an argument there ought to be no baseline standard for who gets in and no baseline cap for how many people get in.
I'm not saying that. So we can come up with a figure. We can come up with numbers.
So no.
I'm not a lawmaker. That's
like he asked you point fucking blank, what kind of people should we be bringing here though? What would be your policy? You're like, all the variety of things, everything, things. Fucking empty-headed jackass.
Work out those figures, but Republicans are just fighting everything.
I need some standard.
You need me to come up with a number.
No, okay, a number or a characteristic or some sort of standard for who you would let into the country. Because right now, all I'm hearing is you just want lots of people to come into the country without any standard and any cap on the number.
No, not at all. I want people to.
Like I said before, the only reason they push back on someone reiterating what they've said because they know what they're saying is fucking bullshit. And the need to be liked and clapped for is much. The need for that is stronger than being right.
To come here who want to work, who want to be a part of this country, and we all benefit from that.
Okay,
do you think you're not benefiting from these undocumented people? Who do you think is going to build the houses that we need with our shortage?
How about the people who are already fucking here, you asshole? Because we know your lazy ass ain't gonna do it. I can tell, like, yeah, I know you and manual labor are not friends.
You think the people who come into the country should be eligible for all social benefits?
If they're contributing and they're allowed to contribute fully, right now they're not. They're using other people's social security numbers to pay social security tax and Medicare, and they're not able to get those benefits.
Oh, so they stole people's social security information? Like, what do you mean by that? Why are they using other people's social security information?
In the long run.
So I'm wondering how you're balancing the cost benefit to the American body politic if what you're suggesting is that day one you arrive in the country and now you're eligible for all social benefits.
I'm not saying day one
with no education, low wage labor.
Well, we can work all these details out. You're fighting over the
that's the core of the argument.
Really, you're upset that somebody who comes to this country and works hard and makes your life better and cheaper is going to get Social Security 40 years from now?
No, not Social Security 40 years from now. Medicaid today.
So wouldn't you rather than get Medicaid and get preventative care than go to the hospital or a car?
You're making your lives better. Like, don't you want tacos? Don't you want shoddily built houses that'll actually kill the families living in it eventually? And don't you want tacos? He's this cold, dead eyes, like this. No, there's no life in this body. Cynical person. We need Jay as a moderator for one of these. The jokes would be fire. Yeah, because like this. There's But see, I would just I'd be hating everybody except Ben. I would be like Ben, come on, bro. I'd be like goading Ben. I'm like, could you please just fucking call these people cunts and then ring the bell and move them the fuck on?
The taxpayer 10 times.
Caesar Augustus, the if not them who's going to do this argument is the same argument for slavery. Yeah.
Times more money?
Like if we get rid of the slaves, who is going to fuck my wife? Who's going to pick the cotton? Who's going to pick the cotton Thurgood? Who's going to make my Italian shoes in China?
Point, as it has been from the beginning, is that you need screening procedures for immigration.
So you're saying Border Patrol is failing then to screen these people properly? Is that the accusation you're making?
I'm making.
Yes. Screen them properly. Stop letting them in illegally. Yes. Why do you act like that's irrational?
In the case, the Border Patrol certainly is failing.
How do you know that? Because you talked to a couple Border Patrol agents you're making?
I'm making the case the Border Patrol certainly is failing.
How do you know that? Because you talked to a couple Border Patrol agents?
You talk to you talk to people who were experiencing it firsthand. What are you, a retard? Me, I'm just like I look at New York Times article titles and I make up my personality based on that. I think I know more about this than you, guy who actually wants to solve problems.
That is so insulting to our Border Patrol who's fighting every day on the front lines. You think they're not screening these
Why?
people and they're being bamboozled by some people claiming asylum and tricking them?
No, because literally today, the FBI announced that an Afghan national was let in without vetting and tried to plan a terrorist attack on election day.
It was just one terrorist attack, bro. Let it go, bro. If you just realize that these people are just sheltered, upper middle class jerk-offs who don't experience anything and don't know anything, and just like I said, just get all their facts from article titles, then it becomes a lot more understandable why they're idiots. During the Biden administration, Border Patrol encountered 1,903 individuals with potential terrorist ties. 1,000 fucking people compared to over 1,400 during the Trump administration. It was probably more than that, to be honest. More than that 1,900. But yeah, 1,000, like nearly 2,000 is 2,000 too fucking many.
Oh, it's just one. So
one guy. You know how many terrorists were caught by the border under Trump?
There are over
zero.
There are over three.
Because he wasn't letting motherfuckers in like that. You know how many terrorists were caught by Trump? Zero. That's not the flex you think it is. That is not the fucking flex you think it is. You know how many terrorists he caught? Zero. Yeah, you fucking right. He didn't need to. Ooh, shit! Oh my god. Oh my god, he's so dumb. Oh, I need to like relax right quick. Like, he's so retarded, he doesn't realize what he just said. You know how many terrorists Trump had caught? Zero. Yeah, it's almost like things were safer under that motherfucker, and he knew what he was doing. All Ben has to say right now is like, yeah, I know. and nod his head at him like he's patronizing. Yeah, I know. He didn't. Fucking idiot! Oh, my head hurts. Hang on. I'm gonna rewind that a little bit. I need to hear that again. That was so fucking stupid. I need to hear it again. You know how many terrorists Trump caught? Zero. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. That's some nasty work right there. I'm waiting for, like, I know someone's gonna clip this. I'm expecting it because my brain is totally broke. I'm hot right now. It's so humid right now because of, like, the emotions coming from me. Jack down. I find Ben a tad annoying, but I appreciate his ability to stay calm and not give up when dealing with people like this. I know. True. Oh, yeah, my side hurts. I think I just pulled a muscle slightly. Yeah, I just need to calm down, guys. Fuck. This guy is like, aggravatingly stupid. He think that's a flex for his side. They found like 2,000. Kamala found 2,000 terrorists at her open border. At Trump's closed border, he found 0 terrorists. You are a fucking loser. What? Oh my god. I riled myself up again when I said I'd calm down. Oh, I gotta take my glasses off a minute. Oh, I got some water left. Good. Oh, seriously, fuck this guy. I'm gonna look for his social media too. They're the worst ones. I'm gonna hunt you motherfuckers down.
An Afghan national was let in without vetting and tried to plan a terrorist attack on election day. Oh, it's just one. So
yeah, I love how that's his metric for success. They found one terrorist. Like, I mean, yeah, they completely opened the border and a terrorist got in, but it was only one. You know what I mean? This is a direct result to her shitty border policies, but it was only one. You know, like it's always like they're always moving the goalposts. Like, okay. Like, the border's fine. Okay, the border's not fine, but that's okay. Okay, the border's not fine, but it was only one terrorist.
One guy. You know how many terrorists were caught by the border under Trump?
There are over
0.
There are.
You know how many? You know how many days I have left before I hang myself from a tree? 0. You know how many days it's been since I haven't molested a kid? 0. You know how long it's been since I haven't humiliated myself with a completely retarded comment? 0. Oh, Blue River 199 super chat. Here's some money for that headache. You know how many panties I haven't sniffed? You know how many days it's been since I've sniffed panties? 0. You know what I am? 0. Oh, I see you. $2 super chat. Who did Twatter glaze more? This dude or Shane? Probably Shane because of the trans thing.
At least we're catching them.
They're over.
At least we're catching them. Wow.
By the border under Trump?
There are over
0.
There are over 3.
At least we're catching them.
They're over 3.
What fucking Oh, of course. Our buddy Shane, our bro Shane, the big bro, clapped for that dumb shit.
First of all, it's not true because a huge number.
Cladex, $5 super chat. You know how many roaches I found in my house since I cleaned it? 0.
Number of people, we don't know who they are coming across the border between ports of entry. Second of all, you're talking in this country right now at least 300,000 minors. We have no idea where they are.
Oh, that is nonsense.
That is not nonsense.
No, it is.
Homeland Security Inspector General report found that ICE cannot always track the status of a location of unaccompanied migrant children in the U.S. And what was that comment supposed to do? Like Jubilee, what are you saying here? Like, it's like they almost want to say, yeah, he's right, but we don't want to admit it, so we'll just say, yeah, well, they just can't find children sometimes. They just can't find children sometimes. Yeah, maybe if we had a fucking border where we actually gave a fuck about who came in here, we could find some kids. There should be, you know how many children should be missing at the border? 0. Fucking 0. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's a half-ass. They want to say he's right, but they don't want to say he's right.
It is ICE has lost track of them because it's voluntary for them to.
And you know what's funny? Like, someone has been trying to find a tie between, like, the border trafficking crisis and Diddy, and like, they actually have a point. Like, I haven't read all of the information yet, but they have a point. And I'll even double down. I'll even like put some more information down. Like, there's a rumor that Diddy runs a church, like not runs, but like helps run a fucking church in Arizona with this guy and I think TD Jakes, where they're basically trafficking kids. And it's right, like Arizona's like right near the southern border. So I'm like I said, there might be something to that. There might be something to that. He might be involved in that. Considering how easy it is for him to solicit sex from people in exchange for other shit and then like traffic them and move them around. There might be something to that. There might be some shit to that. There's actually, yeah, I might show it to y'all later. Like, there's a really long blind item where it like details, there's this church in Arizona where like they're basically trafficking kids and Diddy is funding it. I think along with TD Jakes, or there might be like a separate issue. But yeah. Oh, short fat otaku is here. Hello.
Keep in touch with the system. They are not lost. They're released to their sponsors who have to go through back.
Their sponsors. We talked about this before. The fact that there are unaccompanied minors at the border at all is enough of a red flag, and enough incentive to question if there are any kids missing. If they're unaccompanied minors, then you should, like I said, you should assume that there are a bunch of fucking unaccompanied minors who are missing. And why the fuck are they coming unaccompanied in the first goddamn place? That's another thing you need to be questioning. But you're not going to do that because you're an empty-headed motherfucker. You act like a bleeding heart when it benefits your argument. But when it comes to like couple 100,000 missing kids, it's like, that's not real. Sex trafficking isn't real. Trafficking in general just isn't real. It don't real. Luke's television review, $10 super chat. Department of Child Protective Services, not sure the full name, admitted to Congress that they lost track of these children and do not vet their sponsors. Well, you know, yeah. And wasn't there like a press conference where this chick was like, she had a total breakdown and she was like, fuck this shit. No. It was not, I don't think it was over. No, it was over trafficking, right? She was like, the border crisis is so bad that like we're letting, and these catch and release policies are so fucking bad. We're just letting kids get abused and trafficked and shit because of, like I said, these catch and release policies, and I can't do it anymore. Fuck you motherfuckers. Like, and she just was like done with that shit. I'm surprised more people aren't doing that. I'm waiting for like a total fucking, like, I'm waiting for somebody to go fucking off in the middle of a press conference and just AK-47 a bunch of people just from the stress of this shit alone. Because how the fuck can you not? Like, I'm not condoning anything, YouTube. I'm not saying it should happen. I'm just saying I'm surprised it hasn't.
Background checks. You have no idea what you're talking about.
They don't.
You think 300,000 minors are lost in America? Are you crazy?
I'm saying
there are already thousands of kids lost in America because, because we have our own problem with like missing kids and shit. Like, keep in mind, because there are missing kids everywhere. And of course, these idiots are laughing like, missing children? That doesn't affect my life. I don't even like kids. Abortion rocks.
I'm not saying that. The Department of Justice
Next thing
is
you're
saying
gonna tell me there's 19,000 murderers, right? Is that the next talking point?
No, that
There could be 19,000 murderers because people murder people. Like, I love how, like, he's like, there's a bunch of unaccompanied minors and people at the border and the problems at the border, but he won't acknowledge that they're the actual problems at the border.
That is not the next talking point.
Okay.
But you're going to have to explain to me why it is okay for literally tens of thousands of minors to be checked out to majors, to people who are above majority age, and then for the government to not, when I say lose track, I don't mean minors
checked
walking
out
the
to their
streets by themselves.
sponsor who goes through
Don't fucking interrupt, bitch.
background
They
check.
do not
Is that
all
what you
go
mean?
through-
They go to sponsors, and who the fuck are these people? And why are they coming over the border without their fucking parents? You didn't answer that. You didn't fucking answer that. Why are children coming over the fucking border in droves without their parents? You didn't answer that. Why the fuck would they need a sponsor if they have parents? Answer the fucking question. Like, well, the question needs to be asked first, which I wish Ben would ask. Fucking ask it. And then answer the fucking question. Weirdo with the cello, $5 super chat. The cringe is so powerful that I can't keep watching. Godspeed, Jay. You're way stronger than I am. Like, shit, I'm about to give up. Like, it's almost midnight. Well, it is midnight. Oh my God. After this dude, I think I'm going to give up, or maybe I'll go to that Everybody Loves Raymond Down syndrome guy. And then I'm going to quit. I don't know. No, you know, I'm quitting after this guy. I'm quitting. I'm done. Because this guy is like, he's a black hole of stupid. Sora Heart, $2 super chat. All I wanted to say, I'm happy to see your streams, Jay. Thank you.
Because they're not checking in. A huge number of people.
Oh, it's voluntary.
What the fuck do you mean? Like, you don't know that? How do you know that? I love how this motherfucker can say, yeah, I've been studying this shit. I've been talking to Border Patrol people and all this shit. But apparently this fucking idiot, this fucking idiot in an Old Navy button-up and glasses with no prescriptive lenses thinks he knows every goddamn thing because he reads the titles of articles every day. And like I said, not the articles, not the actual articles, the titles. That's it. That's it. And maybe like the first line of the article, and then he caps it at that. He's so fucking unfair. He just believes whatever the people surrounding him believe. He questions nothing. He's a fucking idiot.
Voluntary. Why does our law allow for it to be voluntary then if it's not working?
The law should not allow for it to be voluntary.
Oh.
And in fact, in some cases, it is not voluntary.
So,
and in fact, human trafficking is going on at scale.
It sounds like
Why is
you're
this so-
upset
by
when
the
the
way-
problem doesn't exist. What?
He said human trafficking doesn't exist. He's doing the Sound of Freedom bullshit. This problem doesn't exist. You can't tell me that some of these people aren't fucking plants who are meant to convince people watching of certain things. Because this motherfucker got eyes like he's had government experiments done on his ass. This is an MK Ultra victim. Oh, I get pepper sprayed deliberately for money. Sometimes people put chips in my brain to test them. Vote Kamala. This motherfucker legit said human trafficking, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. Yeah, because you see why after this I'm done? After this I'm done. Because when you say shit like that, that's not a thing. What? Oh, hang on a second, guys. Ugh. Oh, I just need to breathe a minute. Fuck. But you see, y'all see how, like, after this I'm quitting. After it's already midnight anyway.
I have a question. Why are you okay with minors who are being checked out to people of majority age who then don't check in with the government? Is that okay with you?
I'm okay with minors being checked out to their sponsors who go through back.
Why aren't they with their fucking parents? Why aren't they being transported over the border with their fucking parent or guardian? Why are you okay with unaccompanied minors trekking through fucking deserts, being escorted with men with guns to strangers without any like housing? Why are you okay with that? Why are you okay with that? And why is that happening? Sponsors? What is this? Was this an AA meeting, bitch? What fucking sponsors? What you talking about? We already have a now see, before somebody was talking about how the adoption system is overcrowded and it's like that and it's dangerous and kids are getting abused and whatever. Okay, so why then would you fucking overload it even more with migrant children in a system that's already fucking broken for kids who already live here? And releasing them to sponsors and not parents. Why didn't their parents come across with them? Maybe because they were being trafficked, either it being drugs or sex or manual labor. Maybe. Blue Rivers, the sponsors being Diddy. Ferk Polo J, these same people believe teachers are more important than parents when it comes to sexual consent. Excuse me. True.
Background checks who are usually family members, people that know them. You think it's just some random? You think I can go pick up a undocumented immigrant child right now?
No, but
You're a retard. I still don't like you.
I do know that has happened to tens of thousands of kids in this country.
Do you think I could just pick up a fucking kid? Yeah, if you had the means to. You like this motherfucker legitimately doesn't think a well-known crime exists. Like this, yeah, like you literally can do that. You could talk like the same way you can go buy a vial of crack, cocaine. You can go get a child. Because usually the same people deal with the same shit. The fuck you talking about?
Really? So you think they're just being released to random people?
They're being
Yes! You fucking retard!
People who claim that they are relatives, and in many cases they are not necessarily relatives.
How do you know that?
Because they are not checking in for.
Oh, how do you know that? He's dumb. Like he's legitimately fucking retarded. But like I said, I think maybe because I think if you don't think that couple of these people are probably plants sent in by the government to convince people that certain shit doesn't happen and to stop paying attention to it, you're crazy. I think this motherfucker is probably a total fed. This isn't happening. It's not happening. I don't have a P. Diddy's number in my fucking phone right now.
For their follow-up appointments.
Oh, because they're not checking in for the voluntary follow-up appointments. So you're assuming the worst. You're assuming they're probably being.
You're just assuming the worst. that people who come here by illegal means are probably responsible for other illegal shit. You're assuming the worst. I'm telling you, this guy's probably a fucking fed. He's got the fucking haircut. He got the haircut. They all have the same goddamn haircut. How much you bet? Yeah, this guy isn't stupid. He's just a plant. He's a fed. Oh, shit. Drinky Crow, $50 super chat. Oh, thank you. Damn, that trans dude was scarier than you, JK. Love your voice on the FNT crew. Thank you. Aura Master DX, Lupe and her 50 male cousins. I'm telling you straight up, because nobody can be this fucking devoid of common sense. Like I know there's a lot of stupid people in the world. There's a lot of delusional people in the fucking world. But this dude seems very calculating. Like he's willfully fucking obtuse. Oh, so you just think crimes happen, Ben? You just think crimes happen? You just think children are like sex trafficked? What's wrong with you, Ben? What's wrong with you, Ben? Yeah, no, I think this guy's a fucking fed. That wouldn't surprise me. Like, this is fed Nerdrotic. Like, when Nerdrotic went to prison, his fed brother gave him up. Yeah, he's always in Greg's business. He's always in Gary's business. See if he can lock him up for different shit. He's on the other side of the culture war. Oh my god, but yeah, this dude, yeah, I think this guy's a fed. Fed-rotic. Thank you, Doug, for that. Fedrotic. Hold on. I'm gonna cap this so I can make that later. Cause that's funny. Fedrotic. Cynical person. Some people are really stupid, Jay. I like I said, I get what you're saying, and that's definitely true. But he's suspect to me. He's real suspect. Like all the other people who were denying sex trafficking exists at the time, they were all part of the media. They were all in media, and they were all people who would have a vested interest in thinking that. Like he could just be like a serial killer or like a child fucker himself. But yeah, he could be one of those where he could be, That's suspect to me. Like the way he's arguing this shit, it's just weird. He has not once said, I know sex trafficking exists, but the way you're framing it is taking it out of proportion. He's never said that. Normal stupid people usually say that. Like you can deny the facts of you can't, you shouldn't. But I'm just saying, speaking as someone who is like a dumb leftist, you can deny what the facts of what Ben is saying while still acknowledging that sex trafficking is a thing. But he doesn't do no sex trafficking. What are you saying? What are you saying, Ben? Like that's not a thing. Hostman's Lounge, $4.99 super chat. It's been the Biden administration policy to detain IAs for a few days and then release them into the interior with a court date. Jerome Pickles, which is why I keep saying he should get his PC searched.
I'm happy for you that you're assuming the best as to what happens with minor children.
I'm always going to assume the best about my fellow Americans. And
then you're a deluded fucking idiot. Sorry, bro. Crimes still exist. And plus, illegals are not your fellow Americans. So stop. Okay. Looking at something right quick, guys.
If these people are their sponsors and their background checks by these agencies, I'm going to assume the best. Unlike you, that's a...
Like, if they are with sponsors, and where do these sponsors go? I would ask them a whole bunch of shit. Okay, once they get with the sponsors, where do they go after that? Where do they go after that? How's that? You detail that process to me, since you seem to know more than me about a fucking topic that I have personally researched and talked to people who have done this. Detail it for me. After they get over here illegally, unaccompanied, without parents for some reason, when they get to these sponsors, what happens after that?
It's a weird thing to assume all this weird stuff.
No, actually, what's kind of weird...
Jerome Pickles, or he's a paid actor. Yeah, it could be that too.
...is that you assume that anybody who picks up a kid without proper verification and background check doesn't check in for months at a time.
Proper verification and background check?
What do you know about the parents? What do you know about the people who are picking them up? What do you know about the cousins?
I've read that these people go through background checks and they're...
That's not what the fuck I asked you. I asked you, what do you know about the people who are picking them up? Not if they are.
Their sponsors.
See how he keeps deflecting and shit? I don't trust this nigga. I don't trust him. You see how he keeps fucking deflecting this shit? It's not like the other chick where she's like, oh, abortion, that's not murder. Like, you could tell that she was like, she's just deluded because she doesn't like the idea of abortion despite having it clashing with her beliefs. She acted like a normal stupid person. like a normal deluded fucking person. This guy is just like, I know, none of this exists, Ben. What? You're crazy. You're crazy. And he doesn't answer direct fucking questions like, okay, who are these people? Do you know who these people are? Tell me who they are and how their process works. Yeah, he's suspect as hell.
Family members. You don't sound like you read anything about this. You just have some fantasy you made up about me being able to go pick up an undocumented child. Why don't you and I go try to get one later? We'll see what happens.
I have a question. Where I have a question. Where are you possibly coming up with that since I've actually said the opposite?
You want me to name the article? You can go Google it yourself. Maybe you'll learn.
See, now he did the Googling thing. Oh my God. Oh. The mantra of the read. Just go Google it, man. I don't know. Just say you don't know. Just go Google it, bro. Google it. Which means, like, yeah, my assumption of him was right, that he just reads the article titles and then he calls it a day.
Learn something.
Which article?
I love how this dude could say, yeah, I've been looking this up and I've talked to people who work border control, and that's not enough for him. But he Googles shit. He sits around Googling shit, which means he knows more.
Specifically are you talking about?
Man, when you get home, go on Google and type in, how are you?
Just go on Google. He doesn't even give a specific, like, fucking website where you could learn things about the border problem. He just says, oh, go Google. Go Google. Those are the only words he can pronounce correctly. Google. Go and Google.
Undocumented migrants for children released, and what is the process? You'll read all about it.
I can read all about it, and one of the things that I've read is that the immigration services in this country have not done proper follow-up.
Well, you read it on Gateway Pundit, or
no,
what?
on Wall Street Journal, at the Department of Justice, in all of the legal claims by the federal government. Yes, this is in the New York Times. Okay,
So I just want to make sure we're on the same page. 300,000 children are being exploited in America right now.
That is not the claim.
Okay.
Well, even without the border problem, yes.
The claim is that the federal government does not know where they are.
Caesar Augustus, so let's bring in millions of people who can't speak the language, have very low skills, not vaccinated for many diseases, including COVID, remember. And but hey, we benefit somehow. Yeah. Cynical person, trust me, bro.
Oh, that is the claim, and that is absolutely valid. Do you know where they are? Do you think the federal government knows where all of them are?
The federal government should be tracking?
I have a question. I think that the federal government.
You think the government should be tracking? They're tracking you right now, homie. What the fuck are you talking about? You think the government should be tracking everybody? They're tracking you now. If you have a TikTok account, they're tracking you now. Not even like our government, the Chinese government. You're being tracked every fucking day, pimpin'. You think the government should just track people? What you should be outraged about is that you, as an American citizen, are being tracked more than a motherfucker here illegally trafficking children. That's what you should be worried about. But you're not worried about that. Because you Joe Q citizen, even though you're not. Yeah, you Joe citizen. I care about, like, the people who don't earn being here. Where am I going to get my tacos? Okay, what is this dude's name, by the way? I'm gonna go check his shit. I want to know. I'm gonna. Oh wait. His name is. I just saw his name. Like, I'm already assuming this guy is like a fed, like a complete blank slate of a human being. That's probably some agent, some brainless agent, and his name is simply Guy. Like, just the word guy. This Where's Waldo ass nigga, his name is Guy. His name is Guy. I'm Guy because I'm just a fucking guy. That's so fucking funny. Hang on. Lord Forchunk is $5 super chat. This video helps clearly define the stupid left and the sinister left. True. Oh my God, his name is Guy. That should be a fucking skit, like a regular skit on some sketch show. His name is Guy. He believes that sex trafficking is not a thing. His name is Guy. He'll Google stuff, but won't ever read a thing. Oh no, he's Guy! Oh my God. Oh God. He believes kids should be aborted if their life is too hard. But he'll advocate for kids who don't learn English to be here without parental supervision. He believes anything he's told. His dick is gonna be dry when he's old. He's guy. Guy persona, like California virus is guy persona. He looks in the toilet bowl when he takes a shit. He's guy. He never eats a home-cooked meal. He's guy. Drinking water makes him sick. He's guy. His wife has a black boyfriend. He's gay.
Government has a responsibility to release children who come across the border only to people for whom there is follow-up available. Yes, and if I find it
shit
fine with people signing off on handing over children to people who merely claim to be relatives without any follow-up whatsoever.
Why do you say merely claim? You don't know what that background check
Because
is like.
usually you should have evidence that that is in fact the case.
How
And
do
the
you
fact
know
that-
it's not?
Why is the
So
assumption that
again,
it is?
your claim is that people are taking out kids like library books and not providing the proper identification and background
your
information.
lack of concern about what happens to those kids when proper verification and follow-up is not done
Because
seems
you guys
disquieting to me.
create fantasy scenarios where
Fantasy scenarios where kids are trafficked, and I don't believe that's real. Excuse me. Luke's television review. $5 super chat. Who man, sir? Who man? Well, that's a trustworthy name if I ever heard one. He wears his glasses without the lenses. He's guy.
that aren't happening. Are there cases where some children are going to be
You're saying-
exploited?
wait,
Of course. There's tons of people in this country.
So
We're
what
the
should we do
third
to stop
largest
that?
country in the
So
world.
why should we stop that?
Well, you sound very passionate about this. Maybe you should write your congress member and say we should tighten up these laws and make it mandatory instead of voluntary.
You know, in order to do that, one of the things you might want to do, close the border.
The border is closed, Ben.
No.
Oh, Hostman's Lounge, $4.99 super chat. I really lost it watching the J6 section. Ben was way too conciliatory and agreeable. Otherwise, he put a good performance. Yeah, I am not watching no J6 shit. Oh my god, I'm done after this nigga.
It is certainly
Yes, it
not.
is.
In
Yes,
what-
it is.
It is certainly not
Do
closed.
you think the border was?
Oh god, I was gonna come up with another line for the song. Mild buffalo wings give him intestinal blockage. He's guy.
No, I don't think it was fully closed under Trump.
Oh, so you say Trump failed at closing the border?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Donald Trump should
So
have done
why
more
would
to
you
close
want
the
him
border.
back in there if he's
Because
going to fail again?
Because he did a better job than Joe Biden, who let in
Why? Joe
6.5
Biden has
million illegal immigrants.
Joe Biden has the exact same border encounters right now as Trump at the end of his administration.
No, he doesn't. You fucking loser.
I have a question.
If Trump was on pace to let in 900,000, if that was the case, a year.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Why is it that after a president allows in, through pure executive order negligence, having walked back the executive orders that created the policies that you're now praying, I mean, if you want to call it purposeful, call it purposeful. They were, on day one, they reneged on Remain in Mexico. They changed the standards by which asylum was claimed.
Mexico's got to play. It takes two to tango. Mexico didn't want anything to do with Remain in Mexico.
Remain in Mexico was the American policy. It was Joe Biden who walked out on Remain in Mexico.
There's
The
also
fact
a
is,
small number of people.
Mexico was the American policy. It was.
Damn it. Oh.
It takes two to tango. Mexico didn't want anything.
In January 2019, Trump administration launched the Remain in Mexico policy, officially known as migrant protection. Home seekers at the southern border to wait in Mexico for their court dates. Sounds reasonable to me. He wants to let migrants fuck his wife in the ass. He's guy.
Remain in Mexico was the American policy. It was Joe Biden who walked out on Remain in Mexico.
President Biden ended the program upon taking office. The Mexican government opposes reinstating it. And about 84,500 people were impacted by the policy.
So a small number of people. It's like a couple tens of thousands of people.
It's only a small number of people who get like, remember Mr. Bleeding Heart over here. Remember that. He does like, but as soon as something people suffer at the hands of people he supports, and something, it's only a couple people, guys. It's only a couple people.
Unprecedented level of illegal immigration is apparently totally.
It was only a couple people who suffered. He's guy.
Listen, we need more people in this country, Ben.
I only put 3 migrant kids in my basement. I'm guy.
There's no legal means for them to come in that are reasonable.
That
so
is
these
not
people
true.
are forced to
That
come
is
in
not
through the
true.
southern border because there's no other way.
There are hundreds of thousands of people who come into this country every year legally on visas.
Yes, and that process is difficult. We need a lot more people than hundreds of thousands.
So you're
Ben.
making a case for broadening legal immigration,
Yes.
but you are not setting any standard or numbers by which we are supposed to adjudicate whether
Because
this is
that's
good or
not-
bad.
That's not my job. All I know is it's too difficult
So
right
you're not
now.
making an argument at all. You're making an argument that basically we should just legalize everybody who wants to come
No,
into the country.
not at all. I'm fine with it.
No, not at all. I don't want to be wrong because it hurts me. But you know, Mangus Audio, I think that's what that says. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. $2 super chat. Liberals laughing about child trafficking says a lot. Yeah, they're not good people.
You have not set a number. You have not set a standard. You have suggested you're utterly false.
Jerome Pickles, that's not my job. Then shut the fuck up. That's not my job. Then shut the fuck up, guy.
Minors, if they are released to adults without proper evidence.
I have not.
Hey, hang on a second. I gotta see his socials. And he's on Twitch? He's on fucking Twitch, is it? Of course he's on Twitch. You know what? Of course not. I bet you he's a Twitch mod, too. He's on fucking Twitch. Oh, God.
At cspan.org. We're taking your calls this morning, getting your thoughts on campaign 2024, and we will go straight to
talk a bunch of smack about this economy, this, or things are terrible, that, but the actions don't support that, you know, like people are kind of checking out and I don't know if I'm going to vote this year, you know, and that doesn't sound like people desperate and angry. I feel like it's a lot overhyped in the media and on social media. Like it's, you know, the like Trump support, you know, people will, that's how you get engagement is you freak people out on social media. It's kind of sad, but you either piss people off or
Yeah, you know, all that being poor and like problems are just so overhyped, bro. Wooly bro a fit. Jerome Pickles, he's actually a fucking Fed. Okay, now everybody's saying he's a Fed. Why are people saying he's a Fed now? Y'all switched up real quick. Yeah, everybody's saying he's a Fed now.
or you freak them out. Like I put a tweet out with my clip from Ben from the that was doing well on TikTok that somebody created, and it got like 4 million views, which is incredible. But I posted in there that this got to the top of Reddit, and a lot of people latched onto that because you kind of have to piss people off or dance on the line of cringe to get engagement.
Yeah, like you did.
And so a lot of people attacked me on that. They're like, oh, Reddit, oh, wow. So, you know, this is how the game works. So if you find yourself freaking out or upset, then you're probably consuming the wrong media, you know, because there's plenty of people out there that'll show you positive stuff as well, which we'll take a
Just watch stuff that's positive and nothing negative, and then that'll change your outlook on what's happening in the world. Like, you are a fucking dipshit. Don't look at your bank account and don't like look at the newspaper. Just ignore problems.
look at him. But I don't see any evidence that Trump's winning. I mean, I see him.
I don't see any evidence. How about his fucking... Oh, yeah, this guy. Ugh. I might go back to his Twitch and look at... Because he's got other streams where he's talking and shit. Who knows? I might look at him. Fucking Butch Boy Girl. Go back to her shit. Go And that's probably it. Because those are the two worst ones. Him and Rosie O'Donnell. Lord Fortune gets $2 super chat. You can't afford groceries, over dramatic. I mean, I don't believe any of this again because you probably don't talk to people. You probably have no friends, no social life. And because you don't, you think everything is on the internet and you already have the mentality that everything on the internet is like just engagement and fake. I mean, I understand in a lot of circumstances it is, but like, do you think that the economy is just doing well and that people complaining about it are just faking that shit? The fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, his own unedited thoughts. I mean, he already looks like a fucking idiot here. But when you're on your own platforms and you're talking and you don't have editing and shit, and like he's outdoors right now, so of course he's gonna prop himself up, but like him in his own element is even sadder than this.
You have suggested that there is no major problem with exploitation of children being trafficked over the border.
I'll go with Trump's number, $1 million a year, because that's what he was on pace to let in by the end of his administration. 75,000 a month equals 900,000.
Now, this is the same guy who doesn't believe problems happen because he just consumes positive content and ignores the problems. He hadn't fucking admitted it. So like I said, it's not about being dumb. He's just delusional. He's a sad person. I skipped to like a random part in on his Twitch stream and was like, oh, well, got everything I need. These people are so easy. It's funny. Neem, $2 super chat. He believes the border is closed. He's Guy. He believes the border is closed. He's Guy. Doodle dude, shut the fuck up. Don't clap. Yeah, it's like the exact opposite of Jeb Bush saying please clap. It's like, shut the fuck up. Don't clap. Don't clap for that. The Skull Monkey Media. Ben looks drained from all the stupid. Yes, he does. Victoria Colby. You know how many people escaped Guy's basement? 0. All right, like it's midnight. I think it's like 12:30. Yep, 12:36. I'm out. I'm drained too. I'm hot. You know how fucking bad you have to be to make me hot just from like listening to you? Yeah, I would rather be hot listening to Jonathan Majors recite poetry. That type of hot. You feel me? But yeah, I'm out of here. I'm out of 5,000. Who knows? I might talk shit about a couple of these people and go to their socials because they interest me. A couple of these motherfuckers are like suspect, especially Guy. He's just called Guy for fucked up. Wouldn't it be funny if he was a Fed and the best name he could come up with is Guy? Yeah, good night. Good night. I'm out. I gotta go. I'm done. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the comments, super chats, well wishes, jokes, everything. You guys are the best. Thanks for hanging on with this cringe. Oh, you have no idea how much I appreciate it, but I gotta go. This is done. It's a wrap. Good night.